All right, welcome to ABT, stop number 8 in the summer series here at Sweetheart 10-Pin Bowling in Loveland, Colorado. I have with me the incomparable Michael J. Honeyman. When I always think of Michael, I always Michael J. Fox, because that's where I go with it.
Well, I would be Michael R. Honeyman, or if you just use my initials, it's Mr. H.
That's true. Very good point. Very good point. This week, they were on PBA Wolf. It's a shorter pattern. I think it's 37 footish.
I thought it was 34.
Somewhere in that ballpark. We'll get the correct stats here in just a moment. Saturday's cut score for Saturday was plus 15. Sunday at 9 a.m. this morning, plus 31. This afternoon's squad was plus 22. PBA Wolf is 34 feet, 29.8 mils. They dump a lot of oil in a little bit of plate.
Short and deep.
There you go. They're in practice. They have about 3 minutes left. And then we will be doing our semis. They're going to bowl 3 games, cut to the top 5.
Yep. And we're in our last 3 minutes of warm-up ourselves. So
There you go. So we will join you back here in about 3 minutes.
all right.
Okay, we got about 30 seconds left in practice. Again, we have Michael R. Honeyman and the YFG is back. She took a long vacation. I didn't realize my payroll was that deep, but she took a good 14 days off.
I didn't realize I was paid vacation.
You didn't realize you were paid. Like, oh, no, I thought we were just doing this.
You're getting money for this?
That's like the guy that's like on, what was that show?
We Are the Millers.
There you go, perfect.
We're the Millers.
All right, practice is completed. We are ready to get started.
Go. We're pressing some buttons here.
There we go. Awesome. She is good at pressing buttons.
Is that right?
So I'm going to turn it over to those two for just a little bit because I've been eating all day, so I'm going to eat something. Because these two have been eating all day, and while I've been doing all the work, so now I can eat while they work.
Likely story. All right.
So we'll give you to El Luche. The Spanish version.
Welcome back, Lucia.
Thank you. It's crazy to be back. Honestly, it felt weird.
How was your sabbatical?
It was great.
Do you know what a sabbatical is?
Nope.
How was your break? How was your time away? What did you do with yourself?
And definitely lots of traveling between Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska. Lots of traveling.
What did you do while you were traveling?
I cliff jumped, did jet skiing.
Wow.
We went out for a different.
I didn't even know you could swim.
I know, isn't that wild?
Wow.
People wish they could swim as good as me. I should be on the Olympics.
Speaking of, the Olympics are going on right now.
Yeah.
But,
have you been watching any of it?
A little bit here and there.
Which ones?
I watched some rugby yesterday.
Rugby? You find that interesting?
Not until yesterday.
Really?
Never watched it before. It's actually pretty fun.
If I'm being honest, I don't even know how rugby works.
Neither do I, but it was great to watch. It was very fun to watch. Very exciting. Watched a little gymnastics, too.
Yeah, that one was good. The men's gymnastics?
Yeah.
Because I don't think the women's was on.
It was on this morning when I got up.
It was?
Yeah. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch that, though. I'm going to watch it this evening.
You watched what?
I'm going to watch it this evening. I didn't watch it this morning. I had to get ready to come here.
Exactly. You got to hang out with us all day.
That's right.
I think that's like the best thing to ever happen to you, is to hang out with us.
You're giving yourself a lot of credit there. But anyway, I understand you recently completed your bronze coaching.
I did, and I finished it, I think last week, I want to say.
Congratulations.
And I am officially bronze coach.
Certified.
Bronze coach, yeah.
All right. And what do you plan to do with this knowledge?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet. Like, I haven't really thought it through. Like, my biggest thought process, I guess you could say, was to get through the class. Like pass the test, get through it. Like, I haven't really thought of what I want to do, though.
Although, aren't you involved with the little kids?
I am.
And so you're sure it's going to translate there pretty well.
Yeah, especially since I really do like kids and helping others out. So, should be interesting. Definitely should be.
That's why we keep you close, because you like helping others out, and we need all the help we can get.
Yes, you do. Just kidding.
More so Rob than myself, but you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Looks like we have Kevin Maloney on lane 8. I'm trying to see who else we have.
And we have, let's see, do we have a sheet? We've got Dwayne Steinmetz and Greg Wabama as well.
Yes. Got some good bowlers.
Yeah. We've got two lefties on the same pair here.
I think those are the only two lefties in
I think so.
the semis.
Looking around, and I'm not seeing any other lefties. So.
Yeah, I'm not. Is there any two-handers?
Yep. We see over here on 5 and 6, we have Blaine Canfield, is that correct?
Oh, yeah. I think Aiden might be a
Yeah,
two-hander.
Aiden is a two-hander as well.
I think that might be it for
Yeah.
two-handers as well. So two-handers and then two lefties. At least from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, these short patterns are tricky, so.
But I mean, it has a decent amount of oil throughout the pattern.
It does. It does.
So I feel like it kind of levels it out. In a way. It
Yeah,
depends
you
on
just-
where it's.
You just have to be closer to the
placed.
gutter.
Yeah. Because it'll
Which-
take off.
Yeah, which is always creates some excitement.
Yes. And I feel like with some of these patterns, it's very hard to actually figure it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's also very difficult, especially under the pressure of bowling in the semifinals and the finals, to make those adjustments and find something where you didn't necessarily think you would find it.
Yeah.
That's,
That is definitely the hard part.
these patterns kind of favor speed as well, and you can see that Blaine has got quite a bit of speed over there on 6.
Which I feel like helps him out.
Yeah, I think so on this. That was a good cover there by Greg. Picked up the baby split.
That darn baby split. See what Kevin does.
Kevin's got a good look out there.
Yes.
It's
He's
kind of
looking pretty confident.
yeah, it's kind of a small window though. Kind of a small window out there. You got to get it out there to about 2, 1, 2.
Oh, yeah.
If you miss right, you ditch it, and if you miss left, you may get an unpleasant surprise. But
Yeah, that's the other tricky part about these patterns is that you don't have very much room to
Nope.
play with.
nope. Nope. And especially with these shorter ones, you're kind of pinched off by the gutter as well. So you really have to be on top of your game.
Yes. Goes Brooklyn a little bit and leaves. Looks like the 2-8.
8.
A darn sleeper.
Yeah, it's a 2-pin with a friend is what we call that.
Yes. They're bowling on the PBA Wolf. Let me put that on up
Yeah,
there.
let's get the graphic up there.
It's 34 feet, 29 mils.
Somewhat flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be tricky. The cut scores were relatively low, but they were positive. So
They were. You still had to average over 200 with handicap
yep.
in order to make this cut. I also think, to me, it looks like each side is different because with a lot of the PBA patterns, they have like different lengths for, or not different lengths, but I don't know how to explain
They're
it.
asymmetric.
Yeah.
So because there's fewer lefties in the field, they make the pattern so that there's
Exactly.
so you can kind of mimic some of the use that you get on the right side.
Exactly. Make it a little bit,
Fairer,
yeah.
so to speak.
That's a good Brooklyn. Well, technically it's not really Brooklyn, huh? When it's a
It's
lefty.
a crossover is a crossover.
Yeah.
Let's just call it a crossover. How's that?
Exactly.
Yeah, I can already see there's a few folks that are kind of fishing back and forth between urethane and resin,
Yeah.
which is to be expected on the shorter patterns.
You see a lot of urethane with shorter patterns for sure.
And that's to control the hook on the back mostly.
Yeah. What's your favorite ball?
My favorite ball right now is the lightning blackout, the storm lightning blackout. I just drilled it, bowled pretty good with it the few times I've thrown it. So I'm growing fonder and fonder of it every time I throw it.
Is that when you shot your 278?
Yeah, the other night.
One more pin. You could have been up on the board.
Yeah, I don't concern myself with those things. I'm more concerned about the fact that we're in last place.
You guys are?
Yeah. we can't seem to buy a win.
That's okay. We're in last place on Monday nights too.
Yeah, there's a common denominator there.
Yeah, there really is. Wonder who that could be.
Yeah. Well, neither one of them are talking to you right now, so it must be the third.
I know, right?
The third in our trio here.
I agree.
Our senior production manager.
Yes.
All right, let's see. Back to the action. All right, Dwayne Steinmetz is stepping up. He's having a tough go at this game.
Yeah, a little bit, but he's made all of his makeables. It's just that darn split that really got to him.
He's having trouble keeping it on the left side of the head pin now. That's kind of indicative of the shorter patterns, especially if you don't trust getting out to the gutter.
Yeah.
Greg's having a bit of a time here too, Greg Wobema. He's switched balls already this game and seems to have found a strike, so I think he may have just started with the wrong ball.
And I mean, sometimes it's not the first or the second ball that you get out of your bag that's going to be the right ball. Sometimes you have to go through all of your 6, 7 balls.
And there's times when none of them are the right ball, and that's when you know that the problem is probably between your ears, right?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's 90% of my problem. Personally.
I'm pretty sure that's 100% of my problem. Let's see if Kevin can get back on the strike track here.
He's looking pretty comfortable out there, for sure.
That looked a little softer than the last two, and it was a bit in.
Yeah.
Which is another one of those things, these specifically the shorter patterns, if you get soft with it a little bit, you're in trouble.
It'll take off.
It kind of requires a little bit of firmness.
Well, and I think the hard part is you have to keep it pretty much the same speed. Even when you're getting tired, like you can't slow down, because if you slow down, it's going to take off. It's going to be bad news.
Yep. That's always been kind of the bane of my existence, is getting extra speed on the ball, because I'm just more of a finesse player, and it's really hard for me to speed it up. Short patterns are kind of my kryptonite.
I have to say, the first time I ever saw you throw a bowling ball, I didn't think your ball was going to come back and hit the pocket. I was so confused.
Yeah, I use a little more of the lane than I probably should.
It's okay. You know how to say soft.
This is true. But because of that, I definitely like the longer patterns.
That's valid.
See.
You probably do better in tournaments on longer patterns too.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
When I can keep my head in the game.
That's also a huge thing. The mental aspect of bowling.
The mental game and positive attitude.
Yeah.
It's real easy to get down on yourself when you miss a few spares or.
Yeah, you get in your head and get frustrated, and it's a mess from there.
Yep. That's why I'm sitting back here and all these guys are up here bowling.
Exactly. They talked a lot about mental game in the bronze coaching class, about how important it is to have a strong mental game and what to think about while during practice and then what to do while in play. And there's a red line in between the two, because if you're crossing the red line while you're practicing, then you're overthinking,
Yep.
your game's going to be off. You need to take these steps. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's something that I think a lot of bowlers struggle with, including
Yes, it is.
myself.
Yes, it is.
Just trying to understand when it's time to practice and what you need to do while in practice compared to when you're in play.
I think one of the things, specifically with bowling, but I think in most areas of life, is practice is one of the hardest things to do.
Yes.
Because a lot of times when people are practicing, they're just going through the motions and they're not really actively practicing, and that's something that's very difficult to do. So if you can practice well, when you get into game time situations, it becomes a lot easier to make good decisions, to just kind of on automatic pilot
Exactly.
adjust to the pressures of actual crunch time.
Exactly. Everybody always says practice makes perfect, but it doesn't make perfect. It just makes you better.
Exactly. And perfect practice makes perfect.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's one of the, they always forget to say that you have to perfectly practice to become perfect, right?
Exactly. And I mean, that's just not possible. You can't perfectly practice.
No, but you can definitely have a purpose to your practice. And
Exactly.
I think that's one of the keys. Oh, yep, that was a little bit of a mistake there.
It's okay.
Kevin.
He's definitely doing well. He's 185 in the ninth.
Yeah, he can get back to even.
Yes. And that'll be huge, honestly.
Yeah, I think that will be huge. I don't see a lot of big scores across the house. Looks like everybody's struggling, which is to be expected.
Oh, yeah. It's a difficult pattern.
Yeah. And that's another one that gets a little high on him. Dwayne's struggling to keep the ball to the left.
Yeah. Comes in a little
Great.
high as well.
Yeah, that's it's tricky.
I'm interested to see how when it transitions, how it's going to affect.
Yeah, where everybody moves to.
Yeah.
Yeah, the transition on these patterns, especially if there's a lot of urethane being thrown, is typically urethane early, so you can get a little bit of build up down lane, and then basically throw it to the same spot from a little bit deeper, because now you have front oil to hold the ball down lane and a little bit of a buffer down lane.
Exactly.
So should expect to see some more angular motion on the back here.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like people are going to start to play different parts of the lane as well.
Yep.
Because it's just, if everybody's staying on the same part of the lane, it's going to get dried up very quickly. And then it's really going to take off.
Yep. That's a good shot right there.
Yes. Very good.
That was,
He's definitely on track
yeah.
to be over 2.
Yeah, and I've seen some scores trickle in that are. I'm still not seeing anybody that's going to really be even after the first game, other than Kevin.
A bowler on 3 might be, and maybe C.
Maybe.
Guess we'll have to see.
Yeah, that's. Who is the A bowler over there? Do you know?
Is it Sloan? It might be Sloan.
It might be so. Oh well, yeah, he's a.
He's a very good bowler.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's good on just about everything.
Oh yeah.
I did see him throwing I think it's a purple hammer. Yep, that is Scott Sloan.
Purple hammer is one of my friend's favorite balls.
Yep.
He could have a whole arsenal of purple hammers, just drilled differently, and be good.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any urethane in my bag.
Neither
these
do
days,
I.
But I don't never really have a need for it. I probably will eventually,
But just today, yeah, I don't think I'd get urethane, honestly, now that I think about it. I just don't have enough revs. And I feel like that really impacts whether or not you should get urethane.
Well, you need something that you need to be able to get the ball to dig early, and
Yeah.
That's something that I'm in the same boat. I have decent revs for my speed, but I don't really have enough revs to use urethane on a regular basis.
Yeah. There's some people that are very good at it. And urethane is their ball, but it's just not for me.
Yep.
I like to stick with the pearls and solids.
Yeah, I've always liked pearlized balls.
They're definitely really good.
Just because I like that down lane motion, that skid flippy.
Yeah.
That's always been my favorite.
It looks sharp,
My
for sure.
Favorite way to bowl.
I agree.
That's short. He's really struggling with the over-under there for Greg. He gets it up a little bit, and it gets through the nose. He gets it out a little bit. Sails past the head pin.
Yeah, he has to find that sweet spot.
He definitely needs to find that sweet spot. So we'll see how this pair plays for the next group that comes on board, because there was only one right-hander on this pair this game, and everybody on the pair moving over here is right-handed. So they may be walking into an almost fresh situation.
They could be, and it could be an advantage or a disadvantage at the same time.
Exactly.
It really just depends.
Looks like
Comes in a little high.
yeah. And see, that's the exact. He sailed it past the head pin on the first one, and so that. Ooh. All right. So we've got one game in the books on our feature pair. We've got 205, a 170, and a 183. Those certainly aren't day killers, but
honestly, I think that's a solid start.
yeah, I think that 205 is going to be big.
Yeah.
Coming out of the gate, and the 170 and the 183 are, those are still in play today. So
Yeah. Because you also don't know how much somebody has of handicap either as well.
Yes,
and
that's true.
that'll impact one's score.
yeah, I forget about the handicap aspect.
I do too, all the time. Sometimes handicap is my best friend.
I have always not done well.
Really?
Handicap has always been my enemy.
I feel like it depends on what the handicap is based on, you know?
Yeah.
Like if it's 90% of 220 or 100% of 200.
And for those of the people that are tuned in, how does that all work?
The
Yeah.
100% of,
Yeah, tell us about how that's all calculated and what it all means.
like, I don't really know how to explain it. But you have to take your average. And then isn't it,
So basically, what you do is as a league, you decide on what your base score
yeah,
is. And typically, for most leagues, your base score is going to be whatever your. There's a couple different methodologies to it. Typically, what we like to do is have it be the high average. The base score would be the high average, last year's high average in the league. So let's say the high average in last year's league was 220. You would say our base score is 220, and then you decide on a percentage. So if we said it was 80% of 220, then if you average 200, you get 80% of the difference between the base score, which is 220,
yep,
and your average. And so it's a way of handicapping that moves up and down with your average.
yeah,
And so it is intended to kind of level the playing field across the board.
yes. And usually when you're doing, for example, 100% of 200, it favors more of the scratch bowlers than it does the handicap bowlers. And I mean, that's kind of what you have to watch out for when.
And do you know why that is?
It's because it's a higher percentage at a lower.
In that case, I don't even know that the percentage has much to do with it. So let's say in our last scenario we have 220 is your base score,
Yeah.
and you your average, or my average, let's say, would be 200.
Yep.
And we're saying, okay, it's going to be, let's say it's 100% of that, so I would get 20 pins handicap,
Yep.
right?
It's because it's at a lower score.
If someone is averaging 225, if that person gets 0 pins handicap, and you may think, oh, well, that would be unfair to that bowler. But it's really not, because what that means is that person, if that person shoots his average and I shoot my average, I will never beat that bowler.
It's crazy to think about, for sure.
Because if I bowl my average of 200, and it's your average because
Yeah.
you go close to that every game, if I bowl a 200 with handicap, my score is only 220. I haven't even reached his average.
It's wild. It really is.
So that's why we typically like to make it whatever, for a league purpose anyways, what last year's
Yeah.
high average was, so that you can at least try to make it a fair playing field across.
Exactly.
So if in the scenario of 100% of 200, anybody who averages over 200 is going to bowl scratch.
Yep.
Anybody who averages under 200 is going to get, so if, let's say you average 190, you get
Yeah.
10 pins.
Yeah, it's definitely not an extreme amount, that's for sure.
Yep. But it's it's all intended to try to make for a level playing field, so that you don't have to bowl. Bowling scratch. There used to be a lot of scratch leagues around, and that was because everybody.
Yeah.
Bowling was a huge sport, and now we've kind of it opens it up to more skill levels to be able to compete together, and I think that helps grow league sizes and make it so that, well, if you look at the team that I complain about being in last place,
Yeah, it's hilarious.
we have a very low handicap
Oh, yeah.
in that league, and because of that, we find ourselves getting in trouble because we're not really bowling that well this year. So
Do you guys have the lowest handicap in the league?
I think there's one team with handicap lower than ours.
Really?
Yeah, I think maybe one.
And you're letting them beat you?
Well, they're hard to. They're actually bowling good. We're not bowling good, and we have low handicap.
Yeah, that's a rough mix. That's for sure. Because that league is 90% of 230? 220?
220, I think.
Interesting.
I know that it's 90% of maybe 225, but I know I'm not even close to that in average. So
What are you averaging?
201.
That's kind of low for you.
That is low. Like I said, I haven't been bowling very well lately.
We all get into those.
Yeah, slumps aren't a joke, that's for sure.
They definitely suck, but once you get out of those, it's like you're a whole new bowler.
Yeah, well, you have to learn a lot about your game to be able to bowl out. But there's really only one way out, and that's to bowl through it. So
Exactly. Can't stop, can't quit.
that's right. Plus, I only bowl twice in the summer. I usually bowl in the fall. I bowl 4 leagues, and in the summer I only bowl 2. So I find myself forgetting what day of the week it is if I don't have 4 leagues.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, so now we have on our feature pair, we have Aiden. He's throwing a purple hammer right in the pocket. That's a good shot.
They're super good.
And who are we going to have here? We're going to have Aiden. What's Aiden's last name?
Van Bieber.
Van Bieber. And we have Scott Sloan. And who is our third on this pair?
I'm not sure yet. We will soon find out.
We will soon find out.
Stay tuned.
It looks like everybody's looking for him because
Yeah, he's the only one that
He's
hasn't
walked
bowled
off.
yet.
looks like we have a couple comments in the live chat.
ABT bowlers, winner first game side class. Second place, Scott Sloan, 225. Your winner, Tanny Skinner, 226.
That's a good game. 225 and 226.
And I think those announced scores are the handicap scores, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So those people are definitely plus,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
They're sitting in a good spot.
Yeah, I would be happy to be 20 over the first game.
Yes. I agree. Because then if you do have a bad game in there, you have a little bit of room to play
A little bit of
with.
buffer. Yep. Well, and you find yourself not pressing. I think
Exactly.
that's one of the things that's hardest in any tournament play is if you get a little bit behind and then you just have to start pressing. And
Oh, yeah.
The more games that go by, the fewer games are left, and the fewer games that are left, you're each game you go into with, I need 220 this game. All right, I didn't bowl 220 this game. I need 240 next game. Oh no, now I need, and you really start pressing yourself a little too much.
Yeah, and overthinking it. But you just, like, if I've learned anything, like, I still have a hard time with this, but I can't think of what I need to do because then I'm going to be focused on that instead of my approach.
Yeah. Well, and that's the kind of the mentality behind just focus on one thing.
Exactly.
It's also it's one of the most simplest things, one of the simplest things to think of, and one of the hardest things to do.
Exactly. It's easier said than done.
Easier said than done.
And if you listen to some of like the Olympians, I was watching Simone Biles on Netflix, and she was talking a lot about her mental game and how she kind of like overthought things, and people expected her to be good every single time she stepped out on the gymnastics floor. But you can't have all those extra thoughts roaming around in your head.
Yep. All that you can't really control any of it. All you can do is control how you respond to what's in front of you.
Exactly.
Which, once again, a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of things are a lot easier said than done.
That's true. All right, so we got Dan Skinner is our third on this pair, on our feature pair. And he's about to make his first shot of game 2.
Looks like he was a champion here.
Yeah, looks like it. That one crossed over on him. He almost got a strike out of that.
Leaves a 5-pin.
5-pin.
Free ice cream.
Yeah. I don't know if we need any ice cream. It's plenty cool in here.
Yeah, it is a little chilly. That's a good thing for the bowlers, though.
Yeah.
Because then you're not way overheated.
Yeah, that's true. There's a big difference between being out there on the lanes and being back here.
Oh yeah.
Under the headset, it's
a little cold.
Yeah.
And he got it.
And there will be no free ice cream.
No free ice cream.
All right.
Looks like we got Scott going up on 7.
And I believe he is he's throwing urethane, I believe.
Still that purple hammer?
I think so. That's what he was throwing over on the last pair they were on. He's wiping it off pretty good, so I'm guessing it's urethane. Yeah, that one he got it a little in and he kept it going.
Got 9 out of it, leaving a 6-pin.
In these tougher conditions, spares are so crucial.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Just the fact that you can get the ball a little high and get 9 out of it is a huge benefit. But that was a good ball. That was a lot farther right than his first shot on the left lane.
I mean, sometimes that's the way you have to go. Gotta play on like the 1-2 board.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's time for a joke.
We need to remember to make a graphic for this so everybody knows when it's Lucia's joke time.
Just so you know, I have a whole note on my phone that's called Lucia's Best Dad Jokes plus Riddles. But
Oh
riddles,
boy.
the riddles aren't very good, so we're not going to say one of those today.
Well, that's the jokes are. I mean,
They're great. People wish my jokes were as good.
all right, let's hear it.
Okay. How does a penguin build its house?
How does a penguin build its house?
It glues it together.
I apologize to the folks listening out there. I apologize. I apologize for that joke.
I found that quite funny.
The riddles must be really bad if you're
You can try and find one. Please hold.
if the jokes are good and you said that the riddles aren't very good yet. They must be really bad.
Yeah, they're not very good.
Give me a riddle.
Okay, I got you. Pronounced as one letter and written with 3. 2 letters there are, and 2 only in me. I'm double, I'm single, I'm black, blue, and gray. I'm red from both ends in the same either way. What am I?
I don't know. What are you?
An eye. See? Get it?
I
Get it?
I get it.
That's pretty dang good.
That's actually pretty good. That's better than the joke.
Hey, my jokes are great.
You told 2?
Would you like to hear another joke?
She gave us a riddle.
You're stuck on the igloo one? Or?
No, we're done with the igloo one. A doc walks into a pharmacy and says, "Give me some lip balm and put it on my bill."
All right, so back to bowling. Dan Skinner's doubled. He's got a double here in game 2. Scott Sloan. Actually, everybody's hanging in there. We've got marks across the board so far.
Yep, they're keeping it clean. I feel like scores are definitely going to jump up this game.
I think so. I think so.
Because looking around, there's a lot more marks.
Yes. Did they re-oil? Do they re-oil between squads, or does this burn?
Do they re-oil?
Is this
it's
burn?
Before this.
Before this? Yeah. Okay, so they did re-oil. So we're back on fresh. Okay. So this is fresh, and then the step ladder will be on burn. Okay.
So, yeah. And the step ladder will be on.
7 and 8.
All right.
Guys, Scott Sloan back on 7. There he goes.
That was a perfect shot.
Yeah, he made the adjustment and it worked.
Yeah, that looked pretty good.
We did. Yeah.
What do you ask?
He asked if we talked about my bronze class.
We did.
Yeah.
She said she didn't learn anything.
Nope, not at all. He said nope, not at all.
Oh. A little half 10 there for Dan.
Starting 10 pins.
That's a good ball right there.
Needs to keep it right there.
So when are you going to start giving Rob some coaching advice?
That's a good question. He's not been doing great on Wednesday nights from what I've heard, so maybe then.
Oh, and Dan made the first mistake on the pair. He missed his 10 pin. Well, if I'm not mistaken, you bowl with Rob on Mondays, right?
I do. I do bowl with Rob on Mondays.
See, now you have a chance to try to coach yourselves out of last place by giving Rob some pointers.
That is true. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yesterday's tournament?
Yesterday's?
Yeah.
Oh, so we bowled So I bowled 2 squads yesterday for the youth adult tournament that Greater Denver put on.
Yes.
And my first teammate, Bailey,
Yes.
she did amazing. She shot, I think it was like 767,
Wow.
and she killed it. I only shot like 580 something. She beat me by almost 200 pins.
Wow. 767.
She was on fire. We were having a good time.
There's nights where it takes me 4 games to get to 797.
Yeah,
Or
same,
767.
same here. Sometimes even more than that.
Wow. So that's quite a block.
Yeah.
Did you guys place?
I'm not sure. We haven't looked at any of the standings yet. I would think we would have, for sure. So we shot 1341 scratch.
Oh, that's not bad. That's actually
Or
pretty
something
good.
like that, yeah. It was
Wow.
really good. And then I bowled the 12 o'clock squad with Rob. And I think I shot 580 there as well, so averaged 193-ish for the day.
So you had a okay outing.
Yeah.
Little, probably not as good as you wanted it to be, but
Yeah.
not embarrassing by any means.
Higher or lower than the 580 level?
Okay, Rob beat me this one time, this one and only time.
All right. So back to the action here. Scott Sloan's looking to get himself a 3-bagger.
A 3-bagger,
I believe
also known
most
as a
people know it as
turkey,
a turkey,
or a bird.
and he did manage to do that.
They got another one coming up at Lucky Strikes on September 21st.
And Dan's looking to recover here a little bit. He kind of lost the pocket a bit. And Aiden's looking to put a turkey on the board. Looks like it's a little in.
Oh, he almost
Almost.
tripped the sex.
Almost got away with it. But that's okay. That was a little high, and there's no split, so that's a bonus.
Yes. That's the thing, too. You have to leave. If you're going to leave something, leave makeable spares.
Makeable
Don't
spares.
leave splits.
Yeah.
Did you
Dan
learn that in the bronze class?
cleans that up.
If you're going to leave something you can pick up. That's good. I like it. I should have been number 1, day 1.
All right, he cleans that up.
Good job.
Yeah, I think you're right. The scores are starting to go up a little bit here.
Scott Sloan's on a double-double.
He's got a double-double. You are correct.
4 in a row.
There's a better ball by Dan. Oh, and
That is a good question.
Aiden Stone's a 9.
I'm pretty sure they have. We're going to get some clarification, and then we will let you know for sure.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone's bowled one on one of our broadcasts.
overthinking.
we're oh, and Aiden just missed a 9 pin.
We were streaming, yes, live, like on the pair that we were on camera.
ABT?
Yes. I have seen 300 on ABT before, yes.
Okay.
But it was obviously not on pairs that had the camera on, if that makes sense.
Yeah, right. So not a televised one, so to speak. Okay. All right, Scott's looking to stay on his string.
Ooh.
And he got that one a little farther right than the last couple, and that got in a late and rang a 10 pin for him.
I was hoping you'd knock it over. Just kick it.
Well, they give you a second chance to throw at it, so.
That is true. That is true.
As they say, his ball will be right back.
It will be. BRB.
That's a good ball. Dan's doubled up after his little struggles there through the middle part of the game.
He's getting locked in. It may. Well, I mean, he kind of already made up for it in the second and third frame, but it made up for the open.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he can close this game out and still have a pretty good game. He missed that spare in the fourth, and then kind of fished around there for 2 frames before he got back onto it. I don't know if that was all him needing to adjust, or if it was more of a lapse in execution.
Could be either.
Aiden's back on it after missing that 9 pin. That 9 pin was that's one of those spares you got to make.
Alfalfa going on over here.
And ooh, Scott crosses over.
It's okay. He struck.
Gets a Brooklyn strike there. Yeah, that last one he got out there a little bit. Got back late, left a 10 pin, so then he tugged that one a little bit. But he got away with that one, so he's gonna have a big game here. He can close this out for 248.
That's huge.
That is huge. He was the high game winner with handicap last game, wasn't he?
Yes,
Heard them
him
announce.
and one other person, I think.
Yeah, I think it was a 226, and Dan's looking good there too. He's little better execution the last couple frames.
Looks like he could strike out for 235.
Yep. Oh, Aiden almost gets the messenger there. What did Kevin do over there? Because he shot 205 the first game.
I think he's on 196.
96. Was he the 196 or the 192?
I think he's the 196.
So he's still +1. +1 scratch, that is.
I think he should be okay though.
Yeah.
See if Scott can finish it out.
248 here would be huge. That looks pretty good.
Yep.
All right.
If he shoots 248, I bet you he's going to be at least in first or second.
It all depends on the handicap, doesn't it?
Exactly.
We should get. Do we get scores between games? Do we get scores between games, or? puts Scott in the 240s.
It sure does.
He's close it out here for 248. Dan got that one out a little bit. It just didn't quite get to the pocket. And
He almost.
he's still going to shoot in the 190s, so I think he's still okay. 199.
There's definitely some higher scores.
Yeah.
I see a 225. Scott's gonna shoot 240.
40.
There's a 196, 192, 199.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot higher.
Yeah. So today's format, we're going to bowl one more game here, and then we'll have the step ladders for you.
Correct.
So this next game is crucial.
Yes. Gotta stay focused.
Yep. And Aiden gets away with a little tug there.
Stay focused.
Oh, that one.
It worked. I thought that was gonna take off.
That was an interesting little adjustment there.
Hey, it works though.
Let's see if he tries throwing another one out there. That might be a decent line for him out there.
I feel like I just have the fear of throwing it in the gutter.
Yeah, that's a fear you have to overcome, though, especially on this type of pattern where you have to get the ball out there close to the gutter to really control the pocket.
Yes.
See, that's in. Yeah,
And it worked?
Now he's got a bit of a window because he didn't get that out nearly as far or as early in that held. So.
Shot 193. There was a couple of 190s.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a few even bigger games this game. This third game, this is crunch time now.
Should be interesting.
All right.
So we got some good advice from Victory. Explaining that this is like so totally true. If you lift the middle ring finger vertically with the thumb aimed at the head pin, you will get a good shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could. To me, it makes sense.
Well, you wouldn't lift with the thumb.
No, not at all.
Where's the...
Where's the other one?
So we had a little technical difficulty there with our translator.
Yeah. So they said with the middle ring finger in the 5 o'clock position and the thumb line aimed at the head pin, lift the middle ring finger vertically and shoot. That makes total sense. It really does. Like, I could see it.
All right.
Yeah, it works. Looks like we have Paul Holden on lane 7, Terry and Lyons on lane 8.
And who's rounding out our threesome here is that Kurt?
Clark is not bowling this event. He's in Texas bowling the doubles tournament. I think it's for breast cancer awareness.
It's a good cause.
It is. It really is.
Oh, got the hard 3. All right, and our third here is Kurt Wood. I believe a little bit earlier, Paul had asked us to show his good side.
He did.
When we had him on camera, but I think we are showing his good side. It's his backside.
There you go.
Ooh,
And that was a good shot.
He's on a quick double right out of the gate.
2 in a row.
Lose your mind yet?
All right, and Kurt had a rough first frame there.
It's okay. I would much rather open in the first frame and then pick it up after that.
Yeah, better the first than the 9th, right?
Or the 10th. The 10th could be a little rough as well.
Oh, we have a third two-hander in the field that we didn't,
Yes, we do.
we didn't know about. That shot right there was kind of indicative of what these short patterns do. The more left you move, the earlier it doesn't get out far enough, and it seems to hook sooner.
It's a hard
This is
thing to learn.
Yeah, this is one of those patterns where you need it to go left early, and once it sees that dry, it wants to go left immediately. And so if you have less distance, it makes your angles be so much more angled at the foul line than
Exactly.
down lane. It's rough to play deep inside on these patterns.
Exactly. I agree.
I'm not saying it can't be done, but I'm saying it makes it awful hard.
It's definitely possible. It's just, I feel like you'll have to practice that a lot. Because you don't get into those situations super often.
That's right.
Unless you're used to throwing on short patterns.
Let's see if Kurt can bounce back after that open in the first frame. Well, that was a little closer.
See if he could spare it up. Paul's going for a turkey.
And I think he may have it. Oh.
It's okay, he
Alright.
knocked out the split.
He broke up the split. He's got a 7-pin standing. Once again, one of those makeable spares.
ABT bowlers. Winner second game strike pot. Second place, Robert Wood, 232. Your winner, Scott Sloan, 251.
You got 251
Gus
with
wins another
handicap.
one, yeah.
So he has
3 pins handicap.
yeah. That is not very much.
4.
The cut is +4.
Hilarious.
Looks like we got a washout.
Definitely makeable,
Yes.
but also difficult.
And annoying.
Yes.
Those are not very fun.
Those are the ones where even if you do it the way you're supposed to cover it, sometimes the head pin wraps around the 10 pin anyways.
And that's when it gets real irritating.
Yep.
Nice pickup.
All right. Kurt's on the board with a spare. Let's see if Paul can get back on the strike train. No, that came up a little short.
Leaves the 210.
210.
Would you use your strike ball or your spare ball for this?
I use my strike ball for everything.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I did not know
I
that.
don't carry a spare ball.
Why?
Mostly because when I learned how to bowl, you had one ball, and you had to learn how to do it with that ball. So I just learned over the years to do it with hand position.
Huh. Interesting.
Is it the preferred way? Probably not by most, but nice
Oh.
cover. Nice cover. I can tell you that Paul threw his spare ball at it.
He definitely did. That's a way of picking it up.
The camera. Thanks, guys.
Paul came back to let us know that he's showing off for the camera. What would you throw at it?
See, I would have used my spare ball, but stood way to the left and try to go
tried
straight
cut
at
over.
it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be a lot more consistent that way than trying to hook at it,
Yeah.
especially on sport shot conditions.
Yeah. 'Cause pattern or the lane condition definitely plays into kind of the calculus there on how you would do it, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's like there's some patterns where I would like to pick up a 7-pin with my strike ball.
Strike ball.
And then there's other patterns that just don't allow me to do that, where I need to go straight at it.
Yeah, I
And that's where
agree.
you need to watch and figure out exactly what your ball is doing
Exactly.
and make the decision from there.
Exactly. Yeah, there's times not so much with the right side because I threw everything straight at the right side, but on the left side spares, there's times that I'll hook at the 4-pin or the 7-pin.
Yeah.
There's times that I'll throw straight at him, and that all is dependent upon what's the lane giving me.
Exactly.
What's the best chance of covering it.
Exactly.
All right. Looks like Paul is clean through the first 5 frames of this game. We just got confirmation our cut score after those first 2 games is +4.
Yes.
To make it into the step ladder. Is that correct? Yes.
That is correct. Should be interesting. Rob and I have the type of luck where every single time we stream an ABT, there's a tie. So, should be interesting.
How do we handle ties?
You handle ties by doing a full game. 1 full game.
So there's no just bowl the 10th frame or anything like that?
No. Because, like, it would make sense if it was a scratch tournament, but I feel like it makes more sense with a handicap tournament because trying to convert that into just a 10th frame.
It's very difficult.
Yeah.
It's not apples to apples.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
So a full game definitely makes sense.
Agreed. All right, Paul's going to try to show off for us a little more here and pick up the 5-10, which should be a little easy. No, it should be a little easier than the 2-10, but
Sometimes the harder ones are the easiest.
although maybe not because the angle's a little bit different for it. But
True.
oh. All right, after a kind of a shaky start, Kurt looks like he's managed to close some frames, got a strike last frame. Looked like it was pretty close. So let's see if he dials this in.
Oh. He's looking a lot more comfortable, though.
Yeah, his first shot this game was a little bit shaky. Now at least he's close.
Yes.
I think we might make it through without a tie today.
Should be interesting. I will definitely not be surprised if there is one, though. Okay, I have a question for you.
You have a question for me, okay?
Yeah, I do. Do you call it step ladder or
Okay.
stair step?
The next round,
Yeah,
it's step ladder.
that's what I thought.
I've heard it called stair step before.
Because he used to call it stair step all the time.
I've always heard it called step ladder. Basic, same theme, but other than a step ladder. Actually, they should call it a fire ladder.
A fire ladder.
You have to climb it under extreme stress.
You're not wrong.
And the closer you get to the top, the more stress there is.
That is very much facts.
And technically, we've always referred to a stair step as when you shoot games that are
Like 185,
yeah,
186, 187.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. That's why I was so confused at first. And then, I mean, it makes sense.
It's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, and it looks like we have a few pairs that have finished up.
Yes.
So got 3 frames left here. And we'll cut down to the stepladder final. All right, let's see.
We're just finishing up about the 8th frame, starting the 9th. What's my home center? My home center is Coal Creek Bowling. What's your home center?
My home center is, well, I bowl in multiple centers, so my home center is pretty much any place in Colorado.
That is so valid. That is so real.
I do most of my bowling at Sonesta, which is right around the corner from my house. But I would say if I had to say what is my home center, it would likely be Coal Creek as well.
Makes sense.
That's where I
Get to hang out with some cool people there. Right? Am I wrong?
I'm not going to say you're wrong. I don't know if I agree with you, but I don't know if you're wrong.
Hey, me and Rahomes. Team Nerds.
Yeah. It won't be long, and you guys will be able to bowl century doubles together. Right?
Yeah, a few years.
About 15 years from now, you guys will be tearing it up.
Hey, that's okay because we tear it up in Nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys did do a good job with that.
Yeah.
I think you did all the work, and Rahomes just yelled out nerds.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. Good teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes. It depends on the team you're on.
And we had the best team.
Sometimes teamwork sinks the boat. Yeah, it looks like we were probably a little wrong. The scores have actually gone down. We may, although I do see
Aiden's gonna shoot a good
looks
game.
like he's going to shoot a pretty big game, but other than that, the scores are down considerably in this third game. Which will make for an interesting step ladder because we're bowling on burn, right?
Yes.
So the step ladder finals ought to be pretty interesting if the scores have started to go down. I think that if Aiden makes the cut, I think that gives him a kind of a leg up if he's found something over there.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking that transition hit and it just got a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, got squirrely through transition. Yeah, it looks like Aiden's going to close that game out. He had a rough start, though.
He did, but he definitely made up for it this game.
He managed to turn a pretty rough start of a game into 226, is what I see tonight. Yeah, that's your big game for that game.
Yes, it is.
All right.
Looks like we are done with semis.
And we'll be back with you here shortly to start the stepladder off.
You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly. You're watching Neoprizm live streaming. The live stream will return shortly.
Okay, we have a roll-off today. It is Bryce Tanny versus Robert Wood. They're bowling for the 3rd seed.
Yes.
So we have to bowl a whole game to get there to determine who's going to be our 4th seed, who's going to be our 3rd seed. And then looking at our cut, ended up being plus 17. And that is?
Raymond Subia.
Was the cut number plus 17, and 18 was the tie between Robert Wood and Bryce Tanny. Plus 22, Daniel Skinner, and your leader, Scott Sloan, plus
He was
64.
putting up some big games.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's an awesome and great thing. So they'll bowl a game to determine who's going to be our 3rd seed. Do you have a pick for today so far?
I already know who I'm going for.
Who are you going for?
Scott Sloan.
Okay.
You should have known.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, that's a good one.
See, I
Okay. Won once. Hasn't won since you were young. Has won twice. He's never won. Never been to the top 5.
Actually, I'm taking Bryce Tanny.
You gonna take him?
I'm going to take Tanny, Bryce.
Okay, it's on.
And then we'll see who Nick decides and Mr. Honeyman decides.
Speaking of him, where did he go?
Exactly. Ooh. Nice.
That's why I just texted him.
All right, we got a, what is that? 3-9 for Mr. Wood here.
As a sleeper.
Start off with the double. Unfortunately misses that, so he's got a double and an open. All right, Miss Lucia decided to use the facilities, so Mike stepped in.
I came back from the facilities just recently.
There you go.
All right, so it looks like we've got a
Bryce is looking, he wants spare open.
that has a chance.
All right,
All right.
broke up the split, leaves just the 4-7. So you got some bonus bowling. And what's the amazing thing is this, we've had a bunch of ties and ABTs this year so far. The last 2 weeks when somebody was on vacation, we won't mention any names here, no ties. We're rocking and rolling. Everybody's moving fast. This is, it is what it is. It's great. Someone comes back off vacation, immediately we've got a tie. So the tie jinx is here.
So I think your new nickname now will be Ty. We'll call you Ty.
All right, Mr. Wood's going up on lane 6.
Looks like he started out with a double.
Unfortunately, he missed the double wood that he had. The 3-9 is what he had left, and he missed that. That's a good shot. Leaves just a, what is that, 10 pin?
10 pin.
Occasionally.
All right, let's see if we can run this down.
Champion here at Sweetheart. It's good.
All
right.
Nice cover.
Taking care of business.
Looks like he's a champion from this year. It says 2024 on the back.
And this year, this place. And being that it's black and gray, he's a multi-time champion.
Wow.
The first one, I believe, is red. The second one is a different color. And then after that, you can go to that color, so I do believe.
Okay.
Nick will confirm it, but I think that's the way it rolls.
Do they put notches or anything on him for the number?
No.
That's got to get up.
Oof.
All right.
You almost left your favorite spare.
My favorite spare. Yeah. I mean, if I was bowling that certainly would have been a 7-10 right there.
There's no doubt the 10 will stay in. Right now, and Bryce is getting 14 pins of handicap.
Oh.
So that, and I think they should have the handicaps built in. So it's 98 to 87 here. Spare is converted for 34 feet. That took a little long time to start moving.
Yeah, it did. Let's see. Bryce is fishing for his first strike this game, isn't he?
Yes.
That might be it. No.
See, that jumped off the
That
pattern.
jumped a bunch and that's 34 feet.
Yeah. So 3-6 there. Bryce 99988.
Ideally, you'd have spare there. But
True. It's got that one.
all right.
As long as he's not dialing telephone numbers, he's doing okay.
All right. Let's see if he can. He's having trouble controlling the end of the pattern here.
True. Oh, oh, oh.
Hey.
So he got the spark off one and went Brooklyn, and there you go. Do you go back to that well?
I would probably try to split the difference between that shot and the shot before and be just a little bit more left with my feet. But,
Gotcha.
but you know my game. It's not that great. So.
Well, we do know there is friction outside here.
There is plenty of it. There's plenty of that. There's plenty of friction outside and at the 35-foot mark.
So what we also do, since you're a first timer here to ABT, there's a 310 there, is we pick who we think is going to win. Now, unfortunately, you came in last here, so Nick's already picked Raymond. Lucius picked Scott. I took Bryce. So you either got Rubberwood or Daniel Skinner.
I'll go with Daniel.
Okay, that's fair. And whoever wins gets a pat on the back.
All right.
Unless I win, then it's monetary at that point in time.
Then there's nobody to pat you on the back.
It's monetary, so.
He's not very good. at picking.
Well,
I'm not very good at bowling.
I was going to say, you got to clarify when you say he's not very good at. You have to give us something because
I used to
most
be
things
good.
he's not.
But
At picking?
both. I'm not very good at bowling. However, still beat you this week.
Oh.
I was a little rusty. I didn't bowl
Yeah. Okay. Excuses.
There's all that cliff diving you were doing.
There's a crossover.
All right.
Uh-oh, hands up.
Free ice cream potential.
Yes. So the tide's turned a little bit. Bryce has now got control here
Yeah.
because Robert can't seem to find a strike since the second frame.
Yep. Yeah, this is still a toss-up.
He's going to want to make this, though, or else it's going to be very costly.
Ooh.
I think
Kissed it down.
absolutely. I think what's happening with his is with all that surface, he's just rolling the ball out,
Could be.
so you don't get. It looks like it wants to pick up and just floats
And
through.
it floats through. Yeah. I'm not sure what that ball is that he's throwing.
Got a lot of surface on it, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
All right, Bryce, can he double up?
That. He just cannot control that
No.
back end.
4, 6, 7. Two is 4, so you might want to pick up 2 here.
Got to get the 2. You're not picking this split up, so you might as well just get the 2.
Now, that's a heck of a bonus if you pick it up. You were meant to win. I'll
That's
tell you that.
a huge improbability. So there you go. All right. So it's still anybody's match here.
Yeah, it is. I'd be mad if I did pick up them because you're wasting it on a roll-off at this point.
Yeah, but you got that could make the difference, though.
True. Wouldn't you
your-
want to
in
pick
your
it up
day.
in a championship match?
I wouldn't want to leave it in the championship match.
Fair. I'll take that. All right, Bryce, what we got here?
There, you got a little more speed on it,
Bang.
and that was a good shot right there. All right, that was a
Nice
clutch,
bounce back.
clutch strike right there. See if Robert can get back on track here, make a run. Ooh, that's
Got that
going to
one
go
in?
over.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Maybe
The old crossover.
it is. Gets a strike there.
Sometimes that's the best hit.
Yeah. Now he's got to take advantage. Get a double
Yeah.
here, going into the 10th, and
Yeah, that's the key, is capitalizing on that break.
makes his life a lot easier. He's got a bowl game, and if he goes into the 3 seed, then sit for a game and then come back again.
Yeah.
So you're almost like, do I stay in the 4 seed?
That goes by it.
Yep.
Yeah,
Watch
I'm
out.
interested. I mean, that's not like he threw that.
I think he threw that better than he did the
Yeah,
106.
it's not like he threw that super hard. I mean, it had a little bit of get to it, but
Makeable.
yes, makeable. But it's
A little tougher when the pattern's a little shorter.
Yeah, and when you miss the head pin altogether on your first shot, it makes it a little more difficult to think that you're going to get it over there.
That's true.
All right, so that's a killer right there.
So he's sitting at 148, 164 going into the 10th. Bryce can lock him out.
Yeah, he just needs 2 strikes, right? He needs a strike in the 9th and then one in the 10th, and he's good. He
Better?
threw that pretty well, but it just yeah.
He can't get it to stop on 6.
Yeah. He needs a spare.
The bonus is he gets to finish on 5.
Yeah, which is where he threw his 2 strikes.
So
And he's got a makeable spare here. That's the other big thing.
true. He never did strike on 6 throughout this game. Does take care of the spare.
I bet he's glad to be done on 6 for the rest of the day.
Maybe the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I never want a bull in this lane again. Strike here, 43, 73. With sticks is going to be 30, be 203. That affect, yeah.
Yeah, that
Strikes out, he shuts him out.
That is going to get there.
Bang.
Ah. He stopped that one right at the pocket, or just before it.
So this is the interesting shot here, because if he goes 9 spare,
9
What's about
spare is
03?
73. He's at 203.
so he's golden. All he
Yeah,
had to do
he's-
was
that
get
first,
count.
That first strike was pretty much it.
Yep, count is. So Bryce is going to be your 3 seed.
Which doesn't necessarily. That's not necessarily a bad thing for Robert, because he doesn't need to sit for a full game.
Absolutely.
That's always the thing that gets me, is when I have to wait. Everything stiffens up, and
As you get older, it gets worse.
the knees stop working right, and the back doesn't want to work with you.
So we're going to have Sloan as your leader. Skinner's 2 seed, 3 seed is going to be Bryce. 4 is Robert Wood, and 5 is Raymond.
All right.
We're just going to finish this up.
That's the shot he's been wanting.
Could have used that.
He could have used that in the 9th.
Yes.
If he throws that in the 9th, this is a completely different ball game.
But he did strike on 6 in the 8th frame. So
Yeah.
he's got something on 6. He's got what Bryce did not have on 6.
Yeah. Which at this point is moot, because they don't got a bowl there no more.
Crossover. There you go. He's got found money there, boy.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, the finals will be on 7 and 8
Yeah.
versus 5 and 6. No.
That crossover gave him a strike, but I bet you he would much rather have thrown a better shot. He's getting ready to be up next on 7 and 8.
That's
and
true.
I think he was probably hoping to have at least close the 10th out with some decent shots.
All right, our roll-off is completed. We will be back with the beginning of our step ladder, or also known as stair step.
Our stair step ladder.
Exactly. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Neoprizm Media, ABT. We are here at Loveland, Colorado at Sweetheart Lanes. First match here will feature Ray Subia from Greeley out of Robert Wood right here in Loveland. Robert lost the roll-off for third seed, so he became the fourth-seeded player. He had the choice. He's going to allow Ray to lead the match. Ray will have a 24-pin advantage, and you're going to shake hands, and we are going to stop. Start. Yeah, I'm going to stop. Too much coffee. With me today is Mike Honeyman.
Howdy, howdy.
Longtime bowler. If you haven't seen him in the last 10, 12 years, that's because you probably got all your money and you don't know where to find him.
I wish that was the case.
All right, Ray starts off good. Tough pattern, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, these short ones are pretty difficult. 34. It looks like they struggled a little bit with them too. The cut score stayed relatively low.
Yeah. Well, and then you add the mix of urethane versus non-urethane.
Yeah. Yeah.
And playing outside for the most part.
Yep.
And they're getting some strange results, especially as they get bowled on. But
yeah, that's for sure. It's a little bit, it's one of those things where if everybody used urethane to start, there'd be a hang spot down lane and everybody could move in and play off of that. But
yeah, you're right.
But if you can get a little bit of an advantage if everybody's throwing urethane and you find something that works otherwise. Yeah. Well,
and that's what I would try to tell some of the pros when we go out to nationals in Vegas. All those guys know how to open a pattern up.
Yeah.
So the right-handers are all playing the same part of the lane.
Yep.
Lefties, unfortunately, they pretty much got to make
what
it their own. Yeah, But what makes it difficult here is amateur players like to play where they're comfortable.
Yes.
Whatever that means.
Yes.
So in a lot of cases, they're all over the place, which makes the pattern difficult.
Yes, it does.
And when you move, it's even, it could be a whole new ballgame.
It's less predictable. Yeah.
And that's what makes it so tough here.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But the majority of the bowlers that made the cut this weekend are higher average sport adjusted players. So, Scott Sloan, your leader out of Longmont, Daniel Skinner bowls here in the PBA League. Robert Wood, obviously, a good player. Now, Ray's out of Greeley. He bowls out of Highland Park. He's pretty much just an up-and-in kid, but he is accurate. This pattern will go to his advantage. So you got a gamut here. So it's really a coin flip.
Yeah. Well, and accurate makes up for a lot of things that lack. Revs.
Yes.
I mean, accurate makes up for a lot of that stuff. Revs, speed.
Yeah.
If you can be accurate, you at least have a chance, right?
Yep. Yeah, the guys that are high rev players that don't necessarily throw the ball hard. Mm-hmm. If they miss by a little bit, they're in serious trouble on this pattern. Yep. Whereas Ray, if he misses, the lane's going to make up for it. It's going to just grab the ball and help him.
That's right. That's
like
right.
That.
Look at that. Yep, just like that.
Yep. So
and he's got an early double here.
Yeah. This is the first time Ray's made the finals with us.
Really?
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Good deal. Good deal. Has he bowled a lot?
No, I'd say he's bowled within the last 3-4 months.
Okay. Oh.
Relatively new.
Nice.
Again, most bowlers will join in the house where we're at, or where they league bowl because they feel the most comfortable.
Exactly.
So Ray joined out of Highland Park.
And that's where he bowls primarily at Highland Park.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so that's just a stone's throw from here, really.
Yeah, I think what did they say, 11 or 15 miles east.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's really not bad at all. I mean, if I lived up here and unfortunately I had to bowl these two houses, gee, what a problem. I'd be in heaven.
Yeah, exactly. I thought about moving up this way just to have those two options.
Yeah. I mean, here's where the majority of the proprietors in the state are.
Yeah.
You got 4 of them. You got Centennial, you got
Centennial,
Cold Creek,
here,
and then Sweetheart, and then Highland Park.
Yeah, and right now I'm currently bowling at Cold Creek, and that's about that's a little distance. I live in Westminster, so it's not too terribly far. But
I'm just south of you. I'm at the end of 287. Indiana.
Okay,
Indiana
yeah,
64th.
Indiana,
So
yeah.
it takes me about a half hour to
Yeah.
get to Coal Creek, which is
Yeah,
not
that's
a
not
big
bad.
deal.
That's
Yeah.
not bad. Yeah, it takes me about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So. I would like to bowl here more often and Highland Park as well, but it's just too far to
Well,
make it for
and
me.
then,
You know,
well,
I will
yeah,
tournaments, but
in the wintertime, being it's so flat, you know, we could get into a whiteout situation. I mean, for me, it's like here's hour and 15 minutes.
yeah,
So if we get in that kind of weather, we ain't going
Yeah,
anywhere.
it's- yeah.
We're looking for a room, you know.
yeah, it's not happening.
All right. Rob's struggling
All right,
a little
yeah,
bit
Rob's-
here. Open. Meanwhile, Ray's got double spare, so big advantage for Ray right now.
Closing frames is huge,
Yes, always.
especially in, I mean, this is crunch time now. This is,
And all these guys are in the megapots, so they're all taking a share of the megapot. So the winner today will make $1,486.
wow.
Second place, $743. Third place, $396. Fourth place, $261, and fifth place, $236. So
Wow.
not bad. Ooh, that looked pretty good. Did it carry? No.
Yep.
Oh, it did?
10
Oh,
pin,
he got a
10
break.
pin fell late. Yeah. He got
Everybody needs a break now and then.
he got the trip 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so today will be a pretty decent payout. That's
Yeah.
that's at least a
And it'll
round
be
of
a little
groceries.
bit, and it'll be a little bit more next week because the megapot
The mega pot growth.
grew higher for the ad, even though all of them are in. We always have a 20% carryover. So what was left plus what we collected this week is the pot you shoot for the following week. So that'll
Wow.
be up a little bit,
Wow.
which is good. So they know they're going to next week. It'll probably be a little over 1,500, which is not bad
That'll be a good week.
for the summertime. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
So we go to Holiday. We're going to be on Dragon, which is 45 feet,
Oh, the longer pattern.
and then we go to Highland Park again. And then Holiday again, and then we go to Arapahoe to the end of the summer. And then our first fall scheduled tournament will probably be Coal Creek for Labor Day weekend. So.
Oh, good. So is this? So are you doing? So that's all independent centers, isn't it?
Yep.
That's good. Yep.
Yeah, we won't get it. We've already gotten into that many times, but my feeling is these are the people that need you the most.
Yes.
But they're also the
Agreed.
people that are going to work their butt off to make it
Yep.
as clean as possible. The food excellent. Anything they can do to keep you is what they're going to do and what they've done.
We need each other, right?
Yes.
They'll work to cater to actual bowlers, and the bowlers.
And I tell them, you
Return
want to
the
go
favor.
practice? Go
There
to
you
these
go.
guys.
Yep. Agreed. This is a tough
Ooh,
spare.
Maybe.
And you got
Ah,
it. Boy, fill in
there you go,
frames.
yeah.
Fill in frames.
He's hard to beat when you can't double.
That's
Yeah, I haven't been in Coal Creek since they redid the settee areas and got the carpeting in and remodeled the restaurant area and the bar area a little bit. So I'm kind of curious
Oh,
to see
yeah.
how that ended up.
yeah. The floors look nice.
Good.
I bowl there on Wednesdays with Robert. So
Yeah.
was lamenting earlier in the broadcast that we're in last place for some reason.
It's probably Rob's fault. Actually.
We were drawing that. Oh, that's a good shot right there.
Yeah.
We were drawing that as a common denominator because Lucia's in last place with him on Mondays too. So
So it is him.
yeah, we think it's Rob.
See, and Carrie's been telling me that for years, but I really didn't believe her.
That's why she's not on his team in the summer. She wants to finish other than
Above
last. Yeah,
last. Smart girl.
she bowls on another team.
Let's see if Rob can throw another one here and get back in this match.
Yeah, a three-bagger here.
Yeah, spotting him 24, so he's got to make up for the two opens and then the handicap. So he was down 50 at one point, but he's he pulled it. Get lucky.
It's gonna cross.
Why not?
Yep.
Good adjustment.
Yeah.
All right. So three-bagger helps.
When your mistakes become a triple, that's
That's when you go, thank you. Thank
that's
you,
a
thank you."
good sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. See if you can keep the pressure on here.
See, Ray is kind of a little reverse hook,
Yeah.
but pretty much straight up and in. But he's a good spare shooter.
Yeah, that's the secret right there.
Sure.
I mean, that's
Well, and that's another reason why I like tournament patterns for league bowlers because spares make you money.
Yes.
Like it used to years and years ago.
Yep.
It's not Wally World where you got 6 in a row, I gotta have 8 in a row.
Yeah.
No, cover your spares and make money.
Another spare.
And he makes another spare. So, and that keeps him in the ballgame.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you're not gonna have 3 or 4 opens a game and then just have all the rest be strikes and win.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And unfortunately, some of the younger kids that are high rev players, they really don't think a lot about spares. They miss easy stuff, and I'm saying, come on, just make your spares. And just throw another double.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, when I was younger, it was similar.
There you
That's
go.
a good ball right there.
But what I try to tell them is, if you open, that double is
negated.
Your bonus is gone.
Yeah.
Make the spare, keep your bonus going.
Yeah.
It takes a while to.
Yeah, it takes.
I got to get a bigger ball peen hammer, but eventually they get it.
I finally figured out that part once I got a couple gray hairs, and then it was like, oh yeah. Let's see if Robert can.
Ooh, come on, hold.
Man, it does.
Crawled up the hill, but just left the 2-pin.
He can get it to go cross over, and he can get it to stop short, but just right in between there is just a.
Yeah.
Or as I call it, Friday night. It's a very makeable spare, so I don't think he'll lose.
I like his chances.
yeah. I don't think he'll lose anything here, but man, he really wants to probably close this out.
Sure.
I think he wants to strike out because he's.
Yeah, if he does cover this and strike out, he can still shoot 221.
Yeah.
Attaboy. There you go.
He's climbing a pretty good hill here.
11, 9.
Yeah, he's down what?
Still down 33.
Yeah.
But this will start to rattle not a higher average player, but because most of the higher average bowlers have been in this situation time and time again, so it's really not that big a deal. Whereas, your spare shooting average players are going, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that.
Yep.
Yep,
that was a pretty good ball. It was a little thin. And he left that kind of.
And sometimes you'll carry that 7.
Yeah.
Not a Cold Creek, but.
He threw some pins over at it, but they just, like I said, it was a little thin, so they went in front.
Yeah, I was telling people I bowled Friday night at Cold Creek, and I think it's the first time in my life I honestly say I left more 7s than 10s, and I'm right-handed. I'm like, okay, what's up with this? The only advantage is you can make 7 pins in your sleep.
Yeah. Well, at Cold Creek, one of my problems is I leave them both in the same frame.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're low and late in that house, you're going to be looking at a lot of 7-10s.
Yep.
All right. So he makes a spare, but now we got to hope Ray gives him a little bit of help here. Ooh, almost carried.
Almost.
He's a 10.
Big bonus there is he got the 5 out.
Yes.
That had potential to be worse.
Which would have made it very
interesting. Yep. Under pressure, 10 pins no gimme, but much easier than picking up a 5-10.
Unless the 70 people in your league all have their hand up behind you. Very nice. Excellent.
Right. Nice cover.
No problem at all. Yep.
Nice
Very good.
cover.
Yeah, he's clean. You gotta.
Yeah.
That's what he's got to do.
Clean is the way to go.
Yep. So he's up 34 with 2 frames left. He would have to go open, and Robert, I think, would have to punch.
Yeah, I think regardless, Robert's got a punch.
Yeah.
I mean, that's his only chance.
Yeah. Best he can do is 210 scratch, and he gets 16, so 226. And
that strike right there, yeah. Strike in the 9th.
Yeah, so if he goes 9 out, so he shoots 88 scratch.
Yeah.
With 40.
That's going to be enough.
228, yeah.
That's
enough. So Ray's done a good job. He's done what he's supposed to do.
Yep.
high.
Oh, and that went high. Yeah, he really fished this game, trying to find something in between high and light.
Like you said, he couldn't find that happy medium.
Yeah, that angle right there.
All right, so Robert Wood of Loveland is going to go home in 5th place, take home $236. Ray's off and rolling. He's undefeated so far in match play.
Hey, that's a good stat. Undefeated.
And he beat a pretty good player. That's
Yeah.
Robert is no gimme. Trust me.
A champion.
Yeah, two-time.
Two-time champion.
Yeah, his last one was right here. Hold. And it's immaterial at this point, but that's okay. He still had a good weekend. Made some money in sweepers, won a couple side pots, takes home $236. He did okay.
They'll pay for groceries, that's for sure.
Yeah. Close.
Oh.
All right, so open, 166. Gives him 182.
182. Ray will take his victory lap here, and then
we'll move on to Bryce Tanny,
all right,
who beat Rob in the roll-off for 3rd seed.
Yeah.
And they'll be closer. He's only going to spot Ray 10 pins. So. Maybe. No, he didn't need it.
Well, he picked the right time to get his only open.
Yep. So 188 and 40, 228. So Ray Subia Greeley winning match number 1 will go up against Bryce Tanny, our 3rd seed from Broomfield. And we'll step aside for just a moment here, and we'll come back and get ready for round 2.
All right.
So you're watching the Amateur Bowlers Tour. We are at Sweetheart Lanes in Loveland, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Nicholas Sorsa here at Mike Honeyman and Ray, Rob Warner, Neoprizm Media. We're here at Sweetheart Lanes in Loveland, and this is match number 2. Bryce Tanny, our third seed out of Broomfield, taking on our first game winner, Ray Subia out of Greeley. And Bryce is going to have Ray lead the match, so we'll shake hands, come back and begin our match play. And this is going to be a little closer, 10-pin difference in handicap in Ray's favor. Then the winner of this match will bowl our second seed, Daniel Skinner, out of Loveland. And winner of that match will take on our tournament leader, Scott Sloan, out of Longmont. Ooh, okay, got the break.
Yeah. Picked up where he left off.
Yeah.
And this is, you were saying this is Ray's first?
First time in the top 5, yeah.
And what about Bryce? Bryce?
Oh, Bryce is one. He's one of our national champions.
Okay.
He won $50,000 at the bowling stadium a couple years ago.
Oh, in
when we
Reno.
had our, I think it was our fall nationals.
Wow.
Yeah, he did very well. So he's won a couple local titles, but he's got that national one that he sticks his chest out on. That was because that was a good win. He beat a good player out of California to get it.
Wow. That looks good.
Yep. Ooh, freaked up a little bit. Yeah.
A little high. Looks like he struggled with that a little bit in the roll-off match. The ball go high
speed.
on him a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a golf pro at Fox Hollow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's a double threat. He's a golfer and a bowler.
Yeah. Which you see a lot of.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Both of them are very timing-based games.
Yes.
A lot of mechanics working all together at once.
I remember years ago with it was a gentleman that had the pro shop at Holiday for years, passed away. He was a Masters champion, Jack DeGeorge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He would tell me, we talk about, because he was a very good golfer also,
Yeah.
and he'd just shake his head. He goes, nah. He said the guy that can crush the ball was Rick Norby.
Rick Norby, yeah.
Yeah. He said he would just just crush the ball. But Jack was very methodical. He, down the fairway, on the green,
Yep.
either 1 or 2 putt, let's go. Meanwhile, I'm in the woods, I'm in the creek,
Well, and that's the equivalent to making good shots and picking up your spares in bowling, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You don't have to throw them 10 back if you can, every time if you can,
A little fast, leaves the 5-8. Yeah, but Jack was a character. And from what I hear, I've never seen him bowl, but I heard his son, Gary, was an excellent player.
Yeah.
So, but Jack was a lot of fun. Oh, he missed that one.
Oh, that's his first real mistake.
And he's starting to get a little fast, too.
Yeah.
So.
Probably a little nerves working in there.
Oh, yeah. Well, the money's creeping up, too.
Yeah. Which immediately causes the nerves to creep up a little bit. All right, let's see if he can recover from that, though.
That's why you got to buy that brain switch in some of the pro shops.
Yeah.
Make sure that brain's in the off position.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
It's your worst enemy at
Get
times.
into muscle memory and go.
Yep.
All right, that's a little closer. All right,
right.
Finn. 3-9.
It's a tough spare.
Especially for people that are pretty much straight.
Yep.
They're either going to make it easily or they're going to miss it right away.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no in between. But for his first time, Ray's doing okay.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good foray into the championship round.
I don't think so.
No. All right, so he dug
All right,
himself a hole.
open.
See if Bryce can capitalize on that. They're close in handicap, so really
Yeah.
he can make up for all. He can kind of
Easily make up the 10
minimize the
pins.
handicap. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I see Clark Friesen has finally gotten him back from, he was bowling in Houston.
Oh, what was in Houston?
Doubles.
Oh, okay.
Pro, I don't know how exactly how it went on, and I can't remember who he partnered up with, but I heard that out of the few Colorado bowlers that went out, he had done the best out of that group. None of them advanced.
Oh. Well, he's a tough bowler, so
Oh yeah.
he bowled in our travel league last year, and he's got quite a game.
Yeah, he's tough. So I'm thinking if he didn't make the cut, he probably left last night. He got in sometime either late last night or early this morning. Get it. Ooh, leaves a 7.
7 pin. Well, here's where filling frames comes in.
Yep.
He keeps filling these frames. He's
Sure.
looking good.
He's already 10 pins ahead with that handicap difference already, so that looks pretty good.
Yep.
All right. Yep, four spares. Come on, Ray, now you're behind. Now you got to do something.
Yeah. Yeah, that's playing from behind is a little bit different game than playing from ahead.
That's better.
That's a better shot.
Yeah. All right, this leaves a 5. Make the spare.
Yeah, that's makeable.
Ball speed was much more
Yeah.
relaxed.
Yep. His whole approach was a little more relaxed there. It looked like
Yeah.
he didn't have to yank through it so much.
There we go. No problem with the 5.
Nice cover. Yeah, so this is he went from being 10 up with handicap to being 10 down.
10
so
down.
this
Yeah.
is still a toss-up.
Sure.
Really, I think whoever can double first is going to be in good shape.
Yeah. Little to the left leaves the 139. And last time when he left the 3-9, he leaked it too much and left the 9 pin.
It's a little less intimidating when you have the head pin there to kind of buffer off of.
Yeah. That's perfect.
There we go.
Exactly what you're supposed to
Yep.
do. All right, so Ray makes the spare. He's got 53 and a 4th with a spare and a 5th. And again, to tell you how new of a player he is, he shot that 188 the first game. That's the highest game he's ever bowled with me.
Really?
Yeah, scratch. So it gives you some kind of idea.
Picked the right time to do it.
Yeah. Maybe.
It's another one. If you're out a little too much, it's not going to get back. And if you point it a little bit, it goes high. Angles are, especially when they start to burn, when they break down, the angles are so important, and more so the angle in the front than the angle in the back.
leaves the bucket. And uses a
Oh.
spare ball. Hurry. Oh,
That's-
didn't get any help off the wall. So 81 in the fifth when it opened.
Pretty much gave it back, so we're pretty
Yeah.
close to even here.
Yeah. 2-pin difference now.
Yeah.
They can do that all day, but I don't
Yeah.
want any ties. I'm tired of ties.
Yeah. It makes for exciting
Oh,
viewers.
yeah.
Excited viewers. We got.
Oh, it'd wake them up.
Yeah. There we go. That's better.
Better.
No, it just doesn't want to make the call.
Yeah. All right, just leaves the 2. Yeah, it's hard to believe for like most of the bowlers up north here. The majority of their leagues are starting like the last week of August.
Yeah.
Whereas in Denver, majority of them are starting either the second or the third week of August, so they're getting 1 or 2 weeks in before Labor Day.
Yeah.
So what that means is I got to be ready in 3 weeks. That's, fast summer.
Yep. Well, I bowl through the summer, and I try to keep the nights pretty close to what I bowl in the fall.
Oh,
so
that's good.
I pretty much just bowl year round anymore.
Sure.
In fact, this year the payout for my Friday night league is on the same night as the first night of my Friday night
of
league in the
course.
fall.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. That happens all the time. Oh,
there we
we
go.
go.
First strike.
Yeah. 73 in the fifth. Yeah, so he's up 2 pins.
Yeah. And like I said, the first one to double here, I
Yeah.
think, is going to be in good shape.
Yeah. And he can go up 12 if he doubles. Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's getting the hang of it.
I think so. I think so. He takes all the, just by playing it straight down the middle, he takes all of the variable out.
Oh,
right?
sure.
Just-
Yeah.
And
There you
there's your
go.
double. There's
Speaking
the
of double, 12-pin lead.
Yep.
Now he throws it back to Bryce. Says, "Okay, your turn. I got my my handicap back, so now you got to come catch me."
Yeah. The key will be if he can get that angle right. I think he can get there, but he's still struggling with
He's close, which sometimes can drive you crazy.
it. Yeah.
He's trying to do it with ball speed. That was
That
nice.
got there. There we go. He looked a
So-
little worried about that off his
Yeah.
hand.
Well, I thought it was going to go
Yeah.
a little bit too far right, but
Yeah. Playing that tight to the gutter. If you're if you miss right by a pinch, you're in the gutter. and
yeah.
If you miss left a pinch, it doesn't get back. That's.
Okay, so if he can double, it's back to a 2-pin game.
Yep. I mean, he pretty much needs to double right here.
Yes, he does.
That looks
Come
pretty
on.
good.
Oh, he just can't get it to
Yep.
mix. Looks like a little bit more rotation. He get a little bit more kick off of the sidewall, kick some of those pins out, but
Yeah.
leaves the 4-8.
Be interested to see what would happen if he threw something with a little shine on it. That would kind of get it a little cleaner in the front and then bump.
Finish harder at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Really
a
hurt.
killer.
Yeah, it hurt. So now he's got 129 in the eighth with it open. This is like, okay, Ray, you gotta go for the jugular and get this match over with.
Yeah.
This is the time
Yeah.
to do it.
First and foremost, fill frames.
Yep.
Oh.
This will be fun.
This will be fun.
3-7-10. And it is makeable, no doubt about it.
Yeah, yeah. It's makeable, but you'd like to have a little bit of hook on the back end
Yes.
to make it a certainty.
Well, let's see what he can do. Nope. Maybe. Nope.
All right, so this is a toss-up again.
127 in the eighth when it opened. 129. Wow. 9 pins
9 pins.
in Ray's favor with 2 frames to go. Still anybody's ball
Anybody's
game.
game.
Anybody's ball game, yeah. Ooh, little left, little come back, and
All right.
ooh, can't get the 3 out.
As I tell people, that's the second most pins you can get on your first ball. 90%.
You're a genius.
Hey, in most other sports and in most other areas of your life, 90% is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, depends what the game is. Ooh, hold on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Runs it down.
Okay. 9 spare in the 9th. He's going to force Bryce. Bryce has double.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for those of you members that are down south this week, they want to make just a 2-hour drive to come up. Can't believe you didn't do that. We're basically centrally located next week, being at Holiday Lanes in Lakewood. Ooh, look at that come off.
There
nice.
it is. There it is.
There you
nice
go.
Shot.
So he's got that lane figured out, but boy, he really needs to put his head together here for the left lane.
Yeah.
10th frame, huge.
Yep. He just needs to give it a little touch on the left lane like he did on the right lane. That shot on the right lane was the shot he's been trying to throw all game, and I think if he can do that on the left lane, here he's got a shot. That looks pretty good.
Come on, hurry. No,
it just wants to lay there.
It doesn't want to go.
It starts and then it just lays there.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank God he's on a strike, because that 5 count would have hurt him on a spare.
Yeah, it would have.
So if he goes spare strike, he can shoot 169 scratch. And Ray, he would just have to mark.
Yeah.
With good count, but this is not as easy as he would have hoped. Maybe.
All right.
No problem. Very good.
Covers it there.
All right. So 49 and 9 spare in the 10th. Again, he can shoot 169 and 30, so 199.
199.
And if Ray goes 9 out, 47, 56, 96. So he must mark.
All right.
Gets 7, so 166, right?
Yeah. Gives him 196.
Yep. All right, that's the number, Ray. Go get him. Just needs to close this last frame.
Yeah. What is our probability of a tie here?
Oh,
Let's
don't
see.
go there. It's amazing how many ties we get. It's just unbelievable. Oh, just barely missed head pin.
8.
Did he leave just a 1-2?
Yeah.
Okay.
2's 8.
So if he goes 146 and 8, 154, 194, he's got a mark.
He has to have a mark.
And the only way he can tie, of course, is he goes spare ditch.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen.
Please, let's not do that.
I don't think the ditch has been in play for him at all.
No.
So.
Oh, no, we gave it away.
Yeah,
that
was all nerves.
Yeah. So 154 and 40, 194. So Ray gave it a valiant effort, but he loses a close match to Bryce Tanny.
Nail biter there.
Yeah, really. So Ray is going to go home in 4th place. With the Megapod, he's going to make $261.
Nice payday.
Yep, and our 3rd match coming up will feature Bryce Tanny at Broomfield and Daniel Skinner out of Loveland, House Mouse. So we'll see what happens. And that, again, ought to be really close. That's just a 3-pin difference in handicap. So we'll get that set up, and we'll be back in just a moment. Again, you're watching the ABT here at Sweetheart Lanes in Loveland, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, match number 3 here at Sweetheart Lanes in Loveland. It'll feature Bryce Tanny of Broomfield up against Daniel Skinner of Loveland, and Daniel's going to lead the match. 3-pin difference in handicap in Bryce's favor, so we'll see what happens. Loser of this match will take home $396. And the winner will move up to Scott Sloan for the title. All 3 remaining bowlers have won titles with us. And Scott obviously has the most. Daniel's won 1 straight here in Sweetheart. Like I said, Bryce won a couple local titles and a national title at South Point at the Bowling Plaza. Harry, boom, great look.
He's got a good look.
Excellent, yeah, very good.
He's got a good look. Yep. That bodes well for
for him.
For him, yeah.
And Bryce is going to go, okay, I got to get something going here.
This pair has been tough.
Yeah. Ooh, little high, 310. Yep, next week we'll be on the Dragon, 45 feet, a completely different look than today at 34.
Yeah, that is for sure.
Ooh, I thought he was going to kiss that.
Wow, I thought he was too.
Yeah, so he's 9 open in first frame.
Let's see if he can get a grip on this left lane.
Yeah, that's the one that's been causing him problems, but so far he's been able to wrangle out of it.
Doesn't look like he's changed balls, so he's staying with... No, he did change balls.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's going to give him a little more back end. Same result.
Same result.
Same result.
2, 4, 5. Now he's going, okay.
Yeah, that's a head
I
scratcher.
did a ball change and nothing really happened.
That's a head scratcher right there because it was the exact same reaction.
Now the second question would be, how many balls did I bring with me?
Exactly. What's my next move?
Oh boy.
All right.
Good job. All right. So open spare for Bryce. Daniel had a great look on the left lane.
Yeah.
If he's even close on the right, this match will be over early.
Yeah.
Very comfortable bowling here. Obviously bowls league here and bowls a PBA league in the summer here, so he's familiar. I don't know if he's actually ever bowled on this one, but of course in the summer you only probably get 3 or 4 patterns maybe.
Yeah, I would guess.
Because you're bowling maybe 2-3 weeks
Couple
at a time.
weeks,
Yeah. He's not afraid to let it go.
Nope.
That was
and
another
that's a
beautiful,
double. Yeah.
beautiful reaction.
He's
So he's got a great look on both lanes. This could not bode well for Mr. Tanny.
Yeah, if you're still fishing and the guy you're bowling against is pretty convincingly striking like that.
Yeah.
That makes it tough. But this game is more than a 2-frame game, so.
Thank God. Yeah.
I think one of the components here is of Dan's game is he is able to get a little more speed on the ball, and I think that's helping him control the back half of the lane.
And that ball finishes strong.
Yeah, it does.
Hold.
Ooh.
Ooh, high, and he kicks out the 4.
Trip 4.
High and lucky. That's that's 2 things going for him right now. Bryce is going, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and that was specifically the speed, because that was inside of where he played those last 2 shots.
And if he slowed his ball speed all down, that thing was deep trouble. But all right, Bryce, you need an eagle.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great shot! Playing the twig with a healthy heart.
Yeah, that's similar to the strike he threw on that lane in the 8th frame.
Match.
Yeah, in the previous match.
So now, can he double and cut into this great start that Daniel Skinner has started? first three.
And this is the lane that's giving him fits. So let's see.
Yeah. He needs to get it figured out quickly.
Yeah. That looks better.
Come on.
Oh.
Hit it. Oh, hey, 2 pins. One in front, one in back. That's great. He's going, what do I got to do now? Throw a great shot and get no reward.
That was a good shot. That's
the best shot. Yeah. That's the best shot he's thrown on the left lane by far.
That's what he's been looking for.
Yeah. Well, that's a good sign.
That is a good sign. That seven.
Sad part is he couldn't get a damn break.
Yeah, that 7-pin was really a bummer.
All right, makes a spare. All right, 49 in the third.
All right. See if Dan can keep the pressure on. That looks pretty good. Yep.
Wow.
He's got a wide pocket.
And he's got room, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a wide pocket today.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Crushes Rex, lucky, and now he's getting great pin carry on top of it.
Yeah.
And you keep going. You
just keep going. That's the key. So his last shot on this lane was a little high on him. I'm curious to see what he does. Yeah.
Kicked out the 4 forward.
Because that could just as easily have been something ugly. So let's see what he does here. That's in a little bit too.
Yep. All right, there's a 310. That's a good run, though. Front 4.
And that is the same baby split that Bryce left in the first frame.
Yeah, that's one where we thought he was going to kiss the 3-pin inside, and it never happened, yeah.
This is such a makeable split, but it's also kind of intimidating with that big gap in the middle. He's going to throw a strike ball at it.
Give a room? No, okay, too strong. All right, so he's got, let's see, 116, I believe?
Yeah.
116 in the 5th. And let's see, Bryce. Boy, he could use a double here.
He really could.
All right, now he got a break there because that was high and ugly.
Yeah, it looked like he moved his feet right a little bit after that. Then that last shot on the right lane, he didn't really need to move off of that.
If he was going to do it, it would have been the left
exactly.
lane.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, 67 in the 4th, needs to convert to spare. Okay, no problem there. Okay, if he can strike here, or you still be down, let's see. 13, 29, 3, I'd be down like 26 pins. But half a game to go.
Half a game. The first half wasn't his, but maybe he can get the second
Yeah,
half.
true. Yeah. How many times have you seen that?
It usually happens against me. That looks pretty good.
Yes. Hold. Come on, get the kick.
And he doesn't get the
So he doesn't get the 7-pin on a mixer.
Yep.
And now that was a little high, and he doesn't get the 4-pin.
Yep. And he threw 2 decent shots just compared to what he had been throwing on that lane. So.
Yeah, because he really had no look with that ball he was using.
The other ball, yeah, that's for sure. I'm not sure what the difference is. I'm not sure what he was throwing first. It looked like it was.
All right, it makes a spare. Yeah, whatever. It just didn't.
Yeah.
It burned up too early. There was nothing left.
Yep.
That ball that he's using, that's he can make a move on that
Yeah.
and really get lined up. So he's got a chance here.
Yeah. The ball
If Daniel lets him in.
yeah, that's true. The ball he's throwing now at least gives him a little bit of angle.
Yeah.
Or a better angle, I should say.
Oh. Yeah. That one was pretty packed, and he doesn't get the break. So
yeah, looks like the head
they do average out.
Yeah, looks like the head pin went around the 7-pin, and there was nothing else there to get it.
Bryce is going, that's just like a 3-footer.
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah.
Yep.
Get the yips.
These cross-lane spares are always tricky when you're hooking at them.
Hurry? Yeah. That ball
No
really
problem.
finishes nice for him.
Yeah, it does.
That setup is really nice. So 116 in the 5th with a spare. So he's up 27.
27 pins.
Yeah. With 4 to go.
It's probably a little closer than he wants it to be, but
I'd still like to be up
I would
27
like to
with
be
4
up
frames to
27.
go.
Exactly. Exactly.
And especially with the look he's got, he's got to feel pretty comfortable.
Yeah. It's pretty good. Ooh, did you see that? It started to hook, then it skidded, it pushed just a little bit, and then it hooked off the back.
2-8-10.
That's interesting. I think he hit exactly what
he wanted to.
Yeah, and I think that's what Bryce was seeing with that other ball. He'd get it to about that spot down lane, and it would lay there. I think he hit that lay there spot. He needs to be right of that a little bit.
Yeah. That was surprising. I think even he was shocked that the ball just didn't finish because he threw it out and let it come back. But like you said, it's like he hit a little puddle.
Yeah.
All right, gives it the old college try. 141 open in the 7th. Okay, Mr. Tanny, this is the time.
This is the time, yeah. He needs to be decisive and commit.
Yeah, if he can double here, he can almost make it a 2-pin game.
Yep. Oh, that looks good. That looks good.
Beautiful.
That looked really good.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, 108 in the 6th with a strike.
Now on the left lane, he's got to be thinking, not only do I have to make a good shot, but I also got to get the break because he's made a couple good shots on this lane.
He has made a couple
just
good
hasn't
shots.
gotten the break. That looks good. No. See, and that hooked.
Wow. 3-7-9-10.
That hooked. I thought that was going to lay there like all the other ones did.
Well, obviously, if you're right of it, it'll jump up and hook out of the building. And if you're in a little bit, it's just fade.
It just,
Oh, my goodness.
This is a
very difficult spare.
Unusual spare, too. You
Yeah.
don't see this terribly often, let alone practice it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen the 3-6-7-10 and the 3-6-9-10, and it can be, maybe.
has a chance.
Come on.
Look at that.
Look at
nice
that.
cover.
That'll make Sports Center.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. That'll
That
be
was
in
perfect.
the top 10
For those
of
of
the
you
week.
at home that have never made that, that's how you make it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was perfect because the ball had to have enough finish to get that 9 out.
Yeah, and what's interesting is it looked like it was the 9 that got
That came over and got the 7.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, man. That was awesome.
That'll make the highlight reel.
Yep. That gives himself a chance.
Yeah, it kept him in the match.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah,
He almost went in the ditch, and yet it rocks off to the one board and
sparks off that one board.
Yeah, and he's left with the big 4. 4, 6, 7, 10. Needs to get to 2.
Yeah,
don't try to make
get
it.
2.
Get as much as you can. You got 2 frames to go. And okay,
all right.
Very good. A 149 in the 8th.
Back-to-back opens.
And
is
Bryce
tough.
will have 146, so he is now up 6 pins.
Yep. Wow. Working on a spare. So that's.
No, actually, he's up 3 pins.
Yep.
Wow. Because that's the difference in handicap. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Dan, what are you going to do? Change equipment. He says, let me go with something I like.
Interesting. I mean, coming off of back-to-back opens that went high, you probably almost have to.
Actually, our math is horrible today. It's dead even with the handicap difference from 2 frames ago. So, like you said, it could be whoever doubles.
Yep.
Gave it room.
Ooh,
beautiful shot.
Yep.
Leaves a 10. He did what he wanted to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Made a good shot.
Well, these matches are coming right down to the wire.
Yeah. Will it hold?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The brick spare. The 149 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th. And again, if Bryce strikes here, we have a tie match with 1 frame to go.
With 1 frame to go.
So count very critical here.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
A little softer than the last one on that lane.
And it weighs a 610.
Makeable spare, though. Yeah, this is going to come down to who can perform in the 10th.
Yeah.
Which is how it should be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get them both.
There we go. Good job. All right. 144 in the 8th, spare in the 9th.
All right. And he
So
gets
again, 2 pin difference separate these 2 bowlers.
Bryce gets to set the expectation.
That's
here.
exactly. If he can double, Daniel has to do the same.
Yep.
Good finish.
Looking good. And
he finally
gets the
got
break.
one.
He gets
finally
the
got a break
there.
on lane 7. Good time for that.
Yes, it was.
See if we can repeat it. This will be killer. Yeah, this will be awesome. Well, of course, obviously, if he punches out, he locks Daniel out. But a double would force Daniel to double, and he can do it because both of them have a pretty good luck.
Yeah.
The Bryce finishing first can set the standard, so we'll see what happens. Hold.
Oh, that was
that was even better
really
than the first
ball.
one. Yep. Excellent.
That was a
boy. This Tanny guy's coming up in the clutch.
Yes, he is. When it matters most.
Yeah. Nolan's at home going, I used to be able to do that. Nolan was in San Francisco yesterday. He got to watch the Game 1 doubleheader, the Rockies-Giants. Unfortunately, the game he saw, the Rockies lost. And they came back and won Game 2.
Huh.
Okay, finishing up. Again.
Oh.
What a great finish.
Yeah, great finish.
Double 9.
Great
so 183. 193.
193 for 223.
So. Yep, wow.
So Daniel needs to
199
double here, right?
226. Yeah, he has to double.
He has to double.
Double and count. Okay. Boom.
There's number
Absolutely.
1. Wow, he nutted that one.
Stepped up and threw a
Yeah.
great shot.
And that was he was using another ball on that lane last
And,
shot on
and
that
was a
lane.
little bit tighter. He didn't wheel it
So
to the ditch as much.
So he made the adjustment on the left-hand lane, and then that was his first shot with that ball on this lane, and he just...
It was gutsy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
nutted that. That's how you got to be, fearless. Ooh,
Yes. Wow.
There we go. Now counts.
He needs 8.
He needs 8. It's,
Don't say a word. Don't even look at me. These guys love to give me grief about ties. He's still got to make a good shot, though.
He does have to make a good shot.
I mean, he could throw a great shot and stuff with 4-9. He still wins. I mean,
Yeah.
But it's important that he does exactly what he did the first 2. Just repeat the shot.
Just repeat it. Get around.
Ooh.
Steve,
yes.
Right. Wow, nice
What
finish.
a finish.
Nice finish.
Daniel Skinner. What a great job. Bryce Tanny goes double 9 in the 10th, puts pressure on Dan. Dan punches and beats him by 3 pins. What a match, guys. All right, Bryce Tanny, 3rd place. He's going to take home $396. That was we haven't had a match that good in quite a while.
Yeah, that was a fantastic finish.
Okay, so Daniel Skinner has the right and the fortune to take on our tournament leader, Scott Sloan out of Longmont. And he will have a 23-pin advantage against Scott once we get everything set up. So again, first place today, 1486. Second place, 743. So that punch out in the 10th earned him a few extra dollars, which is great.
Go.
All right, so we'll be back in just a moment, folks. Again, you're watching the ABT. We're here at Sweetheart Lanes in Loveland. We'll be back in just a moment. Great finish, guys.
Yeah, that was great television.
Yeah. You got it. I'm going to try to get you in Sports Center. I don't know if I can.
You guys just disappeared, my senior and junior production agent.
Well, anytime they get a chance, anytime they get a chance to sneak away.
This is how we
Don't even try it.
This is how we learn.
You're lying. Third place is 396.
Guaranteed second place.
Yep, 743 minimum.
That's gonna help.
Okay, you're going to have a 23-pin advantage in this match.
It's good all change too.
Yes, it was. We made that notation.
I was like, this isn't carrying like I wanted to. I need to change.
Yeah, I mentioned that, especially your first shot on the lane 8 and the 10 was a ball that you hadn't thrown on that lane yet, and you just stepped up and just fearless. That was good.
Yeah. Well, and it was like the frame before I made the ball change. I almost changed then. Then I was like, nope.
Okay,
Now I
the
definitely
3 minutes are
Yeah,
also on
yeah.
this barrel. Ready to go.
Yeah, it looks like that other ball
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for our championship match here at Sweetheart Lanes in Loveland for the Amateur Bowlers Tour. This match is going to feature Daniel Skinner right here in Loveland taking on our tournament leader, Scott Sloan of Longmont. Scott's going to be spotting Daniel 23 pins. He's elected to lead the match, so we shake hands and away we go.
All right, this should be a good match.
Always. Anytime Scott's involved, he's going to give you a match.
Oh, yeah. He had a pretty good look.
He had a great look.
Practice.
Every shot looked identical.
Yep.
I go, okay. Well, he's going to have to carry.
Yeah.
Because of Daniel, he had a good look and he threw the ball well. So
yep.
He's almost going to have to outstrike him, really.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a little higher scoring.
It should be.
Match.
It should be. Well, it came down to first and second seed. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and Scott bowled well all day, so.
Yeah. Scott bowls well almost every day.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Ooh, that's inside a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, that was well inside of where anything hits him.
139. Yeah. His 4 practice shots were absolute money.
Yeah. I think Scott had the high game of the day, didn't he, with a 248 or something like that?
Scratch 244, I think.
244, yeah.
There it is.
All right.
There we go.
Nice cover.
He's saying to himself, that's where the first ball should have been, dummy. He's very self-critical, which good players are. They repeat shots, and when they don't repeat a shot, they
Yep. All right, let's see if Dan can a great end to the last game.
Yeah, keep that momentum and that look going. Wow.
Yeah.
Stepped up and threw 3 great shots on this lane. And get a break. Yeah, you got that. Oh, look at that.
Big break.
Well, getting the 9-pin out was huge.
Yeah.
So now he's left with the 6-10. That 3-6, 9-10, you can miss it so many different ways. It's incredible.
There's 2 ways to make it and 100 ways to miss it. So.
Yeah, really.
All right.
Good job. All right, very good. All right.
And when you're getting 23 pins, the key is to do whatever your opponent does.
Yes, that's all you match them, you win.
Yep.
Yeah. So easier said than done.
That looks pretty good. And once again, it lays there
puddle.
on that lane. Yeah, on that lane, it just wants to lay there.
Yeah, it leaves it 2.
All right.
There has to be a very distinct stream down there.
Yeah, something.
That they've created, the bowlers over the 3 games of semis.
Yeah, I think so. It just seems to be more prevalent on the left lane, and that just might be the personality of the lane as well. But
yeah. All of the above.
All of the above. Combination of all of those things.
Boy, good job. All right, so closing frames, that's what they're doing, folks. That's all Dan has to do, but right now Scott needs a strike. Got to make up those 24 pins.
Yeah, and I think Scott wants to make up those 23 pins as quick as possible.
Yeah, well, and that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to keep letting your opponent hang around.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Yeah,
Yep,
that was a better
yep,
ball.
Yep, absolutely. All right.
He remembered to let go of that one. The one on the left lane he kind of held on to for a little bit.
Yeah, he wanted to guide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you guys in the Denver area or south of Denver, this bowling center did a complete remodel a couple years ago, and I mean complete. It is a beautiful 24-lane center here in Loveland, right off of Highway 287, just north of Highway 34. Excellent staff, excellent proprietors, great food. What more can you ask for?
Yeah.
I mean, when I say they did everything, I mean they did lighting, lanes, pin setters, scoring, lane machine.
Yep.
They did it all. Remodeled the lounge. They did everything you can possibly do, and what a beautiful 24-lane center it is. I like the smaller centers just because they make you feel comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels like bowling.
Yeah, yeah, really. Ooh, will it?
Nope.
They talked about it again.
Same puddle.
Yeah.
Well, it exists for everybody, so.
Yeah. Doesn't play favorites.
That is true.
257. On a strike though, so pin count not a factor.
Yep. It's a very makeable baby split, but we'll.
As long as it gets around that puddle.
As long as you get around the puddle.
You either move right and play straight, which I think Scott's going to do.
No.
Or left eye man.
He went at it a different way, and.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. 46. I know what he was thinking. He said, you know, I had a hang there. Let me move left and go more direct and make it. Because in today, in qualifying, he left the 4-7-10, and he was clean through 8, and he was in the clean pot game 1, and moved all the way over, threw a spare ball right up, and hit it
perfectly. Yep. Yeah, and it looked like his spare ball hooked a little bit on that one.
Well, let's see if Dan can take advantage of this.
That looks good. Oh. All right, well, half 10.
Yep.
But he's doing what he needs to do. He's making.
Come catch me.
Making good shots, leavable spares. Pick those up and move on to the next frame. This really gotta kind of be the mentality when you're bowling from ahead, right? When you're not necessarily prevent defense, but just.
Good job. Excellent spare shooter, especially on the right side with those corner spares. He's been money on all of them.
Yeah.
Gets a strike here. He's up 34.
Yeah.
$35. What a strike. Looks pretty good.
Once again, I think they got to be right, almost just right of the rangefinder down lane. That second rangefinder to really just right at 10. If anything right around 10, it just and in, it just seems to push.
Yep, just doesn't want to get there. 2-8.
Which becomes tricky if you've got a hang spot around 10.
Exactly.
Got it. All
Beautiful.
Right. Nice shot.
He is grinding away.
Yes, he is.
Grinding away.
Uh-huh.
33 pins, right?
Yeah. It's no.
43
pins.
Yeah, 43 pins.
It's pretty important for Scott to start striking now.
Yes. Don't wait till the end, Scott.
Yeah. If it remains at 40 and you get into the 7th and 8th frame, it's just
it's just about over.
It's pretty much over. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, he likes that, and he's farther right on that lane than he is on the,
Yes,
on the left lane.
yes.
I think this shot he's going to try to feed it a little farther right.
I think he needs to. I
he's-
really do.
I think he's going to.
Move right, but not point it. Move right and
Yep.
go straight,
Yep.
straight up the boards.
I think he's going to try to miss that hang spot
Yeah,
to the right and,
yeah.
and almost have the ball hooking before it gets there.
Yes,
Instead
yes.
of
Waiting for the ball to
Yeah.
set up down the lane, and
Yep.
because it isn't happening. Yeah.
Yep. But we'll see. He's bowling in the championship match today, and I'm watching it. So. Yep, he got it a little farther right. There it is.
What a great shot.
He went right around that,
Yeah,
that
great
that
shot.
hang spot.
Experience.
Yep. Experience. You just can't overcome that having seen everything.
Yeah. What he saw out there, he was correct. He made the right move.
Yep.
He said, I gotta get that ball to finish or to set up before
Yep.
I get to that hang spot, and he did, and the ball just crushed the rack.
Yeah, it did.
46 in the third with a double. And he's cut in that lead. It's exactly what he's done.
That looks pretty good.
And
Little late.
Ooh, he almost kicked it out. Leaves it 2.
And in the previous games, that would have bounced a little more. I feel like if they got it out there to the 2-3, 1-2-3 area, that the ball was bouncing a little harder, and now it seems to be laying off. Although he is throwing a different ball, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure what that one does.
I think he just feels a little, the way the ball's reacting or the way the ball's rolling when coming off his hand. I think he feels more comfortable with
Yeah.
this ball.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yep.
All
Good
right.
job.
Yep.
All right. All right. So Dan Skinner, closing frames, sparing his brains out. He's got 75 in the fourth, with a spare in the fifth. Of course, Mr. Sloan pretty much has made up that deficit.
Yeah.
So we're down to pins again,
Yeah.
which seems to be happening to us.
That's correct. But that's why that's why we actually make them bowl for it, right?
Yep. Oh yeah.
We don't just hand out the checks. There it is. There it is.
Ooh, he got
Nice
the
shot.
kick out of the 7.
Nice shot.
All right. 95 in the 5th with a strike. And Mr. Sloan says, okay, here we go. Now we got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah.
Let's, because I think his look on 8 is just
Yeah, I
outstanding.
think he's got a great look on it.
Yeah. Oh, and he gets the mix too.
Gets the mixer. Yeah, he's
He's still down a mark. This will, with handicap, if he throws this one, oh boy.
yeah. And we've got a basically even match.
Who
if he
can
throws this
continue
one.
the string going? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're back to you just got to do what the other guy does.
Yeah, yeah.
Match him.
He throws this one. It's a 2-pin game.
Looking good.
What a great
Yep.
shot.
Yeah. That was almost an identical repeat of the one before on that lane. He gets it just outside that rangefinder down lane, and that ball has eyes to the pocket.
I hope you guys at home are watching this, because you're watching an excellent bowler and you're seeing how he's getting it done. He has the confidence to see what's on the lane and what he has to do, and then he executes shots.
Yep.
That's all you can ask for.
Yep.
Now that we're within 2 pins of each other, now Dan wants to throw this one and get back up to 12. And it's going to be back and forth, just like we talked about.
He had a handful on that one.
Yeah, he didn't like it. He didn't like it.
It looked like he was a little left of where he normally is, and it looked like he really got a handful of it, but it's just laid out there down there.
Yeah. The only good thing about it is the count doesn't affect a possible score, although he has to make this 5-count washout.
Yeah, it's makeable, but it's
1, 2, 4, 6, 10.
This is another one of those ones where there's plenty of ways to make it, but there's also just as many ways to miss it. So.
Yep. Okay, will it hold?
Trouble.
No. Oh, that's huge. Wow. Huge mistake. Want a strike. Wow. Uh-oh. Now the best he can do is 205.
Yep.
And Scott's on a 250 pace.
250 pace.
Wow.
Yeah, Dan's got to strike out now and then hope.
And hope.
Yeah, he needs some help.
And that's the other thing if you're watching at home. Get pins, especially when you're on a strike, because it's going to count double.
Yep.
That 5 miss on a strike really hurt. Well, he wheeled it.
There we go.
And he got it. All right.
All right.
Good job. Good recovery. But unfortunately, that one bad shot, I think, is going to seal his fate.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Scott's got a pretty good look on both lanes now, and I don't see him opening.
And you're not going to get in his head.
No.
And he's not going to be nervous.
Nope.
He's done this over and over and over.
For years.
Yeah. Just set up and make a good shot. Ooh, couldn't get the mix.
Didn't get the mix on that. Well, that's.
Yeah, leaves a 4. It's all right.
No harm, no foul.
Especially with that, again, that 5-count washout is looming huge.
Yes, it is.
Because he converts this. He's up, what?
By a
23, maybe 13? No.
Yeah, close. All right.
All right, good job. So 155 in the 7th with a spare. So he's up 40 scratch, but he's giving 23, so 17. Yep.
Yeah.
Eventually my brain will figure that.
Yeah, my calculator works a little more like an abacus these days, but it still works. I can still get you the answer. It just takes a little longer.
You can still get to the apple.
Yeah.
So if he just spares out, he can shoot 215, and Dan can shoot 205. So it's conceivable. Scott, just to put him away, needs to get a double here in one of the last 2 frames.
Oh, he hit the skid.
No, he didn't like it.
Ooh, it didn't lay either. It just
3-6-10.
I think he kind of tried to work around that one a little too much and got it way in. Which, let's see, he spares his.
Yeah, the best thing he can do is 222 scratch.
Yep.
Getting 23. Ooh.
This.
Now Mr. Skinner is in control. And don't do it. Oh, yeah, he saw it coming too.
Wow.
Saw it coming. Yep. Chops the 3 up to 3-6-10.
And that's just something he doesn't do.
No. his alter ego is beating himself up
Yeah.
right now.
Yep.
But, okay, Dan has gotten new life. And I mean that literally.
Yeah. He needs to refigure out this right-hand lane.
Yeah. If he doesn't double, we're back to 2 pins or something to that effect. So this is the shot of the match in all seriousness. Better. Ooh, 210.
Yep.
The 210's makeable, though,
It is. It is.
as opposed to the 2810, which is brutal.
Yeah, it looked like he got a little more up the back of that ball instead of the last good shots he threw on that lane. He got around, and that one he seemed like he got up the back.
What do you think?
Hook.
Oh, okay, good
Made a
try.
run at it.
143 in the 9th.
Ooh, we're going to ping pong back and forth on this until
Look at this. Wow.
14 pins.
33 and 27. Yeah, 16. Yeah, 16 pins. Wow. You can punch for 173 for 200 even, which would just force Scott to mark.
To mark.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh. 63, 190. Nope, can't do it. That's gonna, even if Scott goes 9 out with the handicap difference, I think he wins by a few pins.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But my math skills really are not good today. I
Well,
don't know why,
70.
but yeah.
He needs the spare. If he strikes, he shoots.
190.
90. Yeah.
Gave it room. All right.
All right.
All right. Huge fill ball. Here we go.
Yeah, he needs every pin on this fill ball.
Yeah, because if Scott goes 9 out, he shoots 193. Wow.
No, if Scott goes 9 out, he shoots 189.
Plus 4 pins.
Oh, plus 4. That's right.
Yeah.
He's got 4 pins handicap.
Wow, another 10th frame
And yeah.
final here. But Dan's pretty much in control. Is he? We'll find out. No. And again, it just never got there, but 162. 189. Scott basically just has to stay behind
He has
the
to
line.
stay behind the line.
Well, that match went back
Yeah,
and
it did.
forth. Huge.
That was a yo-yo match right there.
Wow. I still say that 5-count washout that Dan left where he didn't get anything
Yeah.
was the killer.
That was. Even getting 3 there.
Yeah.
He just gets the 3.
Yeah. Okay. 3-5? 2-5.
2-5.
Well, nobody could win more than one match. We've seen that happen a lot lately, too. All right, makes the spare. He'll shoot 204 with handicap if he strikes here on the fill
Strikes
ball.
here.
Boom. Come on. That's okay. 6 count, 196.
196. 200 even with handicap.
I think it's safe to say, Mike, that those lanes got nasty.
Yes, they did. Yes,
wow.
they did.
Almost possessed. But it was an excellent match. It
Yeah,
really
that was a good match. That was a good match. And they were all good matches.
Yeah.
We didn't have any super blowouts.
Daniel had his moments. So did Scott.
Yep.
But Dan's going to go in second place, 743. And Scott's going to take home 1486.
That's a good week.
Yes, it was. I'll take that all day. All right, another excellent set of matches here at Sweetheart Lanes. Don't forget, folks, we're going to be in the middle of our territory, which means everybody's going to have to drive an hour to get there. We'll be at Holiday Lanes in Lakewood. So you guys have a good week. Don't forget, leagues are starting in a couple weeks. If you haven't checked your equipment or need some new stuff, a lot of new equipment's been out there waiting for you. Talk to your Pro Shop ball driller, and they'll get you set up for the fall. Otherwise, have a great week, Mike. It was a pleasure seeing you again. And
good seeing you.
And having some fun, giving Rob crap. It's always good to give Rob crap.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Any
is.
chance we get, you know that.
That's right.
All right, on behalf of all of us here at Neoprizm, even when you're, I'm not going to be nice. I'll be on. You guys have a great week, and we will see you next week at Holiday.
Neoprizm live streaming.